K9, I'm about 1 mile off.
Already there with another unit. So, we are doubled up.
614, 1041, 10-8.
Off of my board. $652 on scene. Are you guys inside the property?
Guys here, if he's not responding, he's just standing here. Clear. No owner was here at the local, so no one else here.
Yeah, I'm sure I want to delete that. Add that. There we go. Hmm.
654, 614.
Go for 614.
Do you guys attack 2 for a bit, or are we still attack 1?
Give me a sec. Let me do a personnel assessment. 'Yeah, we've got enough state, and the court cases that we got coming up later tonight aren't big enough. I'll put out an announcement.
Or I'll be bailiffing that court case later.
$614 on tack. Bowman, did you say you're the one who's bailiff?
10-4, I'll be doing it later.
Do you know who the DA is?
What is? Sure.
652 on check.
Done broke your own ankles.
It's most likely Clyde Taylor, his usual DA around most cases.
Clyde Taylor for what?
Dirty case coming up for Officer Sue or something like that.
BTA Valina Valley or something like that. Valina something. Valik, maybe.
Okay, that just kind of spawned in. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going. Could I get the meal for the deputies?
Yeah, 1 second. I just got flashbang, so I just got back in. Had to clock in.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Anything specific you want, or
Mama's meatloaf and root beer?
all right? after coffee and wedges?
Yes, please.
Alright.
Let's take the hat off and take a seat. Yeah, this is why we get free food here.
Bravo. Hey, yeah, one coming at 150. Sir. There's stuff on top of his vehicle.
I got his plate locked in case.
Yeah, I got 150 here. Plate locked. Hella fast.
Any more units on Sonora Freeway northbound?
We can keep up. We're going not even 150 yet. Keep going, man.
I'll see if we turned off on Sandy's exit.
Yeah, 10-4. If we got plate lock, just keep in mind who he is, and if we have to, we'll try to get a warrant out.
Not a warrant, but maybe a photo for speeding. Plus
Yeah,
endangerment.
too. That's kind of what I meant.
What's the description of the car?
It had a bunch of luggage on top, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it just came into Polito.
10-4.
We're scripted, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Yeah, based entirely on your description, it came up to Polito. No. No.
Polito.
Most likely,
Unit that called it out.
yeah, most likely it's a boost, and he's coming up here to
I
dump
called
it.
it out, went for Cadet, the other unit was in front of me. There's a unit in Polito right now, but she's on his vehicle.
Yeah, I'm trying to get food before I starve.
Alright, so I'm about to put it on the tray.
652 is responding, latest 911.
Alrighty, thank you.
Alright, thank you. I put in the
604 also respond, +1.
earlier.
What was that?
I put in the 311 earlier for a deputy to come out because there's been some threats putting all over the building, and I wonder if there's a way I can like send it to your phone.
Not really. If you took it down, there's no way we can document it as actual evidence, unfortunately.
Well, I took a picture of it.
Unfortunately, if we don't take the picture,
okay.
it's not viable.
Alright. Well, oh well.
Were there specific threats, like said who they were from?
It's a gator. We'll meet Timmy soon. We all know Timmy's dead, so.
One female.
Got it, but not. It didn't list who was sending the threat.
No.
Okay, well, currently we have BCSO patrolling out in the county. So, if you run into any problems, throw out a 911 for us, okay?
Yeah, I put in 311 because it really
have
wasn't.
one by chance. Does anyone else have one?
I just wanted to make a report.
Yeah. Unfortunately, without us having taken the picture, it's not really viable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And the rest of it fell down already because I left the other one up, but obviously it fell down.
Yeah. Nope. So yeah, just if anything seems to be happening, give us a 911, okay?
All right.
All right. Don't be afraid to call us. We'll come up. Siren screaming, okay?
All right.
Alrighty. 614, I'm going to go check out that fire and reports of explosion. There's a not bad chance that it's your speeder.
Fire extinguisher on board, it'd be alright.
Well, just looks like it's a fire. Nothing more. Somebody did blow up a gas pump, but nobody's here.
Fire department for that. Too large for you to put out with a little fire extinguisher, trust me.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it. I think I'm probably gonna go jack the fire department truck and come put it out.
Part 2, I'm on the way to you with the repair kits.
Apparently, I can't Slim Jim the fire truck.
Rip. Best thing to do, call EMS, see if they got any firefighters around.
BCSO to EMS.
Trying to contact them. I've got no luck, sir.
10-4. (614) en route to courthouse. changing my car quick. Hey, bud, how's it going?
Hello, how you
Doing well. Ricky Davis here with the BCSO. Do you have an idea as to why I pulled you over?
You don't like me? You don't like the news?
No, nothing to do with that. No, you were about 7 miles over the speed limit and you were ignoring the red lights.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna have to have you go ahead and show me your ID, your driver's license, not your ID.
5393.
I need to see your driver's license.
I don't have any documents. They stole it off me. They stole my wallet, and I have a Nokia, so I'm just saying 5393.
All right. Well, have you ever had an interaction with law enforcement before?
Maybe.
I can't identify you just based off what you say. So if you step out, I can go ahead and roll your fingerprint on my mobile scanner and check
This
that
is not
back
the
at my
first
car.
time. Nobody checked my
Okay.
fingerprint for
Well,
a.
yeah. If this isn't your first time with law enforcement, then absolutely, I should be able to roll it and grab your ID from there.
Nobody rolls a. Why do you need a fingerprint? I have a
Because I
I
need
have
to
a picture in
positively
the.
identify you.
Yeah, I have a picture in the MDT.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to say this, but not everyone is so unique to the point that I can identify everybody
Okay.
based solely off their MDW.
Can you call supervisor?
Hi, my name's Ricky Davis. I am a supervisor.
Oh, is that not nobody higher than you?
No, there is not. I am currently the highest ranking PCSO member here available for you.
I mean, you're kind of big. You need to be up north, I think.
Well, I was on my way down for a court appearance, and I happened to see you breaking the law, so I got you pulled over.
Yeah, I'm telling you, harassment 5393.
Again, I want to roll your fingerprints to confirm your identification, as you are not providing me with any form of identification.
There's no need for that. Like
You
you're
could
supposed
be
to be
false.
in
You
the
could be
element. Yeah,
falsely identifying yourself, so
I'm
that way
gonna
you
get
get
out of the
yourself out
car.
of a speeding ticket.
I can get out of the vehicle and you can check my picture and my face and stuff like that, and you will see
Again, I need to
that there is
positively identify you.
no need to. I mean, I'm identifying myself. I don't know what's the problem.
Yes, because nobody has ever lied about who they are. Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
You have
What's the problem?
you've
Is there
committed several
felony?
no, they're all misdemeanors, but it's
Yeah.
several traffic infractions.
Hey, I'm here
You
with your boyfriend.
do realize if you had given me your
No, you're
fingerprint,
fine.
this interaction would be already halfway over,
I'm
right?
gonna pull over. Just a sec. No,
Uh,
I'm not gonna give you my fingerprint. You can, like I said, you can
Sir,
identify me
if
with
you're
my.
going to fail to identify, this is going to have to escalate.
I didn't fail to identify.
Yes, you
Giving
are.
my
No, you need to give me
state ID.
okay, but yes, nobody's ever lied to a cop before.
Why would I lie to you? I
I
didn't
need
lie
to
to
be
you.
able to confirm your identity. And
Yeah,
people
yeah.
lie to cops all the time, bud.
I'm not. I'm not gonna. I didn't pull over just so I can lie to you. What the fuck?
You can't
You'd be
move, man.
surprised.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you
Sir,
can.
I need you to leave. I'm kind of trying to deal with this.
It's a white stripe. Thank you.
I need you to
Yeah.
step out of the vehicle, sir.
What?
I need to be able to identify you in a manner that is acceptable in a court of law. You telling me
It's
your name
acceptable.
is not acceptable in a court of law.
I got pulled over like half an hour ago and nobody asked me for anything. There was 3 units behind me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they did it incorrectly.
Terry, your boyfriend is harassing me. Ricky Davis. Just look it up, man. It's not hard. Like I said, I don't have anything to lie to you about. It's your problem that you don't have like what you call it. If you don't want to trust me, if you have trust issues, that's on you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car, bud, so I can get your fingerprint. Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Have you ever got fingerprinted on a traffic stop?
All right, here's where we're at. If you continue to disobey, it's considered disobeying a lawful order, which I will arrest you for, or you can just get out and give. No, I don't. I really don't. I want to get your fingerprint and send you on your way.
I literally told in my statement.
Like when I pulled you over, I had the entire intention just to give you a warning and send you on your way. But you will not give me proper form of identification, nor will you allow me to identify you.
I told
You absolutely can identify if you step out of the car and let me fingerprint you.
No, I'm not gonna fingerprint you.
Why?
Give me my fingerprint for a traffic stop because.
It is the only way I can properly identify you. And currently you are disobeying a lawful orders.
Wait. Chill a second. So you're saying.
Can I get a 77 eastbound on Boulevard Del Perro?
Just let me tell you. Just listen to me.
Where exactly on Boulevard Del Perro?
Picture your police officers put in the NPW is not gonna match my look.
I just sent a 311.
Yeah, 10-4. 232 is almost 23.
All right.
I don't really.
If you don't get out so I can fingerprint you before that car pulls up, you're going to be under arrest for disobeying a lawful order. That's where we're at, bud.
232 is 23.
All right, sir. I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle.
No, call the cop behind you.
I just did.
No, yeah, call him to speak to me. I'm gonna
No.
talk to him if you don't wanna call him.
Yeah, well, once you step out, I'm putting you in cuffs. All right, here we go, bud.
Can you please cuff me?
I don't know how he got as far as he did when I was cuffing him.
Can you please get out of your vehicle and talk to me? I don't wanna talk to this police officer. Please.
I'll explain it to him in just a moment, bud.
Fernando, please. Help me, Paris, please.
Oh, wait, we'll be around.
Fernando.
Yeah, here's where we're at.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, Harris. So here's the thing.
He wants to fingerprint me for a traffic stop.
Or let me roll down the window so y'all can talk.
Well, so you are at the moment.
I
you are
identified
detained, as far as
myself.
I understand.
I gave him my
Yeah, he's detained right now.
He didn't want to run it through the MDW like everybody else. He wanted to fingerprint me for running a red light.
He was refusing to give me his ID. So I told him I wanted to step out so I can get a positive ID because you know some people's mugshots look similar. So.
I get you. All right. So here's the thing. Ricky here, he outranks me considerably. So he's just gonna have to.
Okay, call somebody
if
for
he's calling.
him.
Now,
We really didn't have to do this. Like,
hands
this is
up.
bullshit.
Don't do anything. Don't hit your panic buttons or anything. Don't get him out.
I'm not hitting no
I
fucking.
can
him out the car.
fingerprint for a traffic stop. Come on,
Get
man.
him out the car now.
Hey, I need you to move so I can get him out.
You can put your hands down and get him out.
No, I'm asking him to move so I can open the door.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm cuffed.
Uncuff him now,
Are you
though.
fucking robbing me right now, bro? What the fuck?
No, Terry, Fernando is good. You should
Oh,
rob
sorry.
Ricky, not
Okay.
Fernando. But in big head.
I was only going to take your cuffs.
Get into this car. This. I'll give you the keys.
You get out of here.
Me?
Us?
No. No, fucking the guy in the red car, you killer. Go.
Oh, that sucks.
Hmm. Oh.
This is rough.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I just wanted him to fucking identify himself.
How did he?
Yeah.
Did you hear him on the radio or something?
No, he was on the radio. I didn't think they were gonna fucking try to pull something like this.
Right.
But you've got a positive ID on him, so now he's just gonna get a warrant out for his arrest for illegal
Yeah,
for
I
fucking
know his
this
name.
shit.
100%. Yeah, his name is Harrisman.
Yeah. Unlawful imprisonment right here. How long do you think before somebody realizes we're missing?
Your cuffs, right?
Yeah, they also stole my cuffs and my key. How long until you think somebody bothers to check if we're missing or not?
I would say we're probably gonna get robbed before that. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Do you think there's any way you can reach into your... Do you keep your phone in your back pocket or do you keep it in your front pocket?
I keep it in my I keep it in my pocket, yeah, my front
Okay.
pocket.
Shit, well, I keep my phone in my front pocket too.
I'm not gonna lie to you, this is probably gonna take a while.
Yeah. Want to know the worst part about this? My nose really itches right now.
PDM's gonna be coat full 1 a week plus 1 around the burger shop.
We're not even on a popular road. Is the worst part.
That's to the lights and sirens on the floor.
Several.
654 plus 1 responding to the first shot call.
Do I just safe trap?
If that's who I think it is, man with a sock on head, that's that Kavanaugh guy. He's armed with a Tech 9.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I got a court case in 10 minutes.
Be on the lookout for a black OV wagon with red underglow. The wagon, electric wagon, it was last seen going eastbound on Vespucci. I got the registered owner to track it.
The last four of the license plate is going to be 33 Fox Juliet.
Could you put a bolo on that for us real quick?
Yeah, I got you.
You got a description?
That black wagon with red underglow.
Oh, I'm talking about suspect.
Oh, someone is coming.
Oh, thank God.
Yo!
Yo! Yo!
We're fucked. Ryan, we're fucked.
Over here! Don't leave! Don't leave!
We just got cuffed.
Yeah, I know. What happened?
You know? How the fuck do you know?
I don't know. I just assumed.
Oh.
I
Okay.
drove
drove by you guys and I see
well,
you
we were
guys
in a
in cuffs.
traffic stop. We
Suspect
were in
is
a
armed
traffic
and
stop.
heading
Some
to the-
dudes pulled up in fucking Tech 9s and shit, and
Oh, were they wearing
they,
a horse
that
mask
man
by
was
chance?
armed with the Tech 9
a what?
A horse mask? A horse mask and
No,
a
no,
Bigfoot?
No.
no.
Okay. We just had an incident with 4 people running around with class 2s wearing a
They
horse
actually
mask.
didn't rob me. I mean, surprised.
They didn't take your cuffs or anything?
No.
It was actually so funny. We just had a call at Burger Shot, and I was just driving around playing.
I believe we have the vehicle.
I come over here and I'm just thinking, why the
San
fuck are you
Andreas
two tough?
Alright, so you're positive it was Harris Matt?
Disregard
100%.
last.
His name is
Going to be,
Harr.
I've already got him.
Space MENT.
Oh, Harris did this? Oh, I'm not surprised.
His
Didn't
buddies.
do it, but he called some friends to do it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not surprised. Harris gets a little bit annoyed with us now. So,
Well,
like giving him statements.
I was trying to like fucking de-escalate in a way, and as soon as I wasn't even paying attention to, because I was like talking to him like this. He was sitting in the passenger
I got
here,
the
and
I-Wagon right
he
here.
just pulled up in a fucking
on Occupation
Habanero or
Avenue.
something like
Someone
that, and
suddenly him
just
black and color red
hands
underglow.
up, blah blah blah. Like,
172 plus 126.
So it was not fellows in a horse mask or a Yeti mask.
no,
gonna have
it
enough
was
units
more
with,
like
negative TAC 4, keep up the comms.
post-apocalyptic, kind of like Fallout from the the video game
Getting out of the
Fallout
vehicle. He's got a gun.
type of
Okay.
outfits. That's what it
Pointing
looked
a
like.
gun at two people
Oh,
inside of
when
his
you mean
LG,
Fallout,
so I
do you
got my
mean
gun
like
there as well.
hardcore, like kind of military style?
Occupation Avenue
wearing,
westbound
like-
for the roundabout.
Wasn't it like post? It looked like a post-apocalyptic outfit.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Hey,
Okay.
Like, imagine like a fucking Air Force pilot helmet, but like all fucked up.
hey, I need to ask you a favor. I'm gonna work on the case. I gotta go to court and handle that though. Can you handle the warrant paperwork?
I
170
don't know
requesting a
exactly
single additional for
what do I have to
1080
do?
on tax.
Have you filed a warrant?
Heading into Legion Spring.
No.
Okay, so open up the MDW,
21-1 past the
go to DOJ forms, and go to arrest warrant. Keep in mind you'll have to wait until well, I guess most of your statements there, so you'll be able to say why we're filing it because it's for the
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
evading and
Didn't they
accomplice of.
change the procedure though?
Yeah, this is what they changed it to.
Oh, this is already the new. Wait, this is already the new one? I thought
This is the new way.
procedure changed like 3 or 4 days ago.
No, as far as I know, this is still the way to do it. I filled one out a couple days ago and they accepted it. It looks like people are still using this format as of yesterday. So, yeah, if you could fill out the arrest warrant for him, I'll fill out the incident because, like I said, I couldn't identify him. I don't know him well enough. But since you can, that's enough, I think, for our warrant.
Yeah.
That and the fact that he actually stated his state ID. I think he told you. He told us his state ID. I just wasn't willing to accept it as it because I don't know people.
I didn't hear his state ID, but I mean I know him.
Got it. Yep. All right, then go ahead. Post up the warrant for it. I'm gonna go get to court.
Do you have an incident?
I do. Yes, I just started it. And I've got it saved. It's still labeled as worst crime 9178.
Yeah. I'll just put my statement there and
Yeah. Once I see your statement, I'll go back to work. Yeah, I'll get back to work on it.
Are you gonna be off tack for the court case, right?
Yeah, I got court.
I'll just text you, okay?
Got it. What am I missing? We're supposed to be having a court case right now. $8:30. Okay, they pushed the time back, so it's in half an hour.
Something in route, latest Van's out coast.
Yeah, 932, 232, sorry, same traffic, I'm 23 actually. Are you responding in heat, Church, or not?
FiveM.
Let me just see what they got.
216 is en route on Moto. Let me know what the demands are.
They got one single hostage. Go ahead and attach heat. I'll return mine to the station and replace with their Juanita.
257 Moto's already here.
611 to 232.
Send it.
Go ahead, save what you got done, and I will start working on it. Court's actually not for another half hour.
I'm responding to these Vangies, so I didn't really touch the report.
Sounds great.
I'll tag you with my statement as soon as possible, alright?
One more unit to pull up Church, and then I'm gonna check the building.
Location.
Fish on his Benjis?
Negative. Go ahead and attach.
For 270 plus 1 kill en route.
Ooh.
$232, right? Yeah, Fernando Garcia.
I'm gonna go ahead and make contact.
Okay, so he hasn't filed that yet. Let me double check unlawful imprisonment.
Check the building top then.
Yeah.
Contact yet? Confirm. It's gonna be one hostage, so that's free passage at the. I'll take some pictures. Just make sure we keep an eye on these guys.
Oh wait, do I have enough for 3rd-degree speeding? Yes. Drives into excess of speed. Up to.
Alright, How many ground units do you guys have there?
Gotta warm up my hands. It's fucking cold in here.
Alright, let's move the Vangies to TAC 5. Vangies TAC 5.
And it charges police equipment. Accomplice to petty theft.
gonna be a yellow in color allergy. Bush orange.
What a weed, all SWAT on tech. Get down to MLPD ASAP.
10-4.
Hey, buddy.
102 from 108.
Yeah, we got the vehicle
Not much.
Elgin in the highway.
10-4, I'm gonna be breaking off. I gotta go
That's
for
the
the
yellow.
SWAT operation.
What was that?
Did you look at what he was suing the department for?
No, I have not.
If you go all the way up on the emails, you'll see it.
Like, how much?
Yeah. And what all he's suing us for.
Alright, well, let's see.
Let's see if I can get him to look at it. Alright, lay down, bro. Good boy.
$190,000, seriously?
Yep.
I think they lose on their first count, because their argument is that after you deployed your canine, the result, so after your canine sat, you unlawfully detained him after that, which after your canine sits, it's a sign for probable cause for you to detain.
Jackie.
So simply because of the argument they're making, I think they lose it right there.
You know what the funny thing is about that too?
What?
Earlier today, I went to a suspicious activity call.
Mm-hmm.
I did exactly what you said. I just told my canine to search an area. The guy came up to me,
Mm-hmm.
and my canine sniffed him and alerted to something.
Yeah.
He was complaining, "Oh, you wrongfully did that, blah blah blah." And I
Nope.
said exactly what we discussed last night. I said I can walk my canine up and down this sidewalk, and if it alerts on anybody, and it sits down and it tells me there's drugs on somebody, I can search that person. No, that's against my Fourth Amendment.
No, it's not. People are stupid.
Yeah. You know what I told him? I was
What?
like, it's 3 joints. If you want to file a lawsuit, go ahead. Because that's all he had on was 3 joints.
Oh, okay. So he had a legal amount of weed on him.
Yeah. I didn't even arrest him. I just searched him, and he had 3 joints, and I let him go.
Yep.
But that's everybody's argument. Every time I pull my canine out,
Yeah, they all think that. They're all stupid. Well, the Supreme Court has time and time again said that as long as your dog isn't physically digging into anyone's property or digging anything out of their pockets, like unless your dog is basically sticking his nose in their pockets, it's a legal search.
Oh, I forgot. He then went on to say I was targeting him because my dog ran over to him. I said my dog ran over to you because he smelled something.
Yeah.
Not because I told him to.
Yep.
Question. Anyone wearing glasses?
Yeah. Why?
Yes, I'm just gonna put on my glasses.
Okay. Do it. Go for it.
Well, no, I was only gonna do it if no one else does.
I don't have a lot of, lenses, if you know what I mean. So go for it.
No, I just I wasn't planning on
And my glasses are a little foggy today. I'm gonna head to
Ah,
so
okay. Yeah, I got you.
I wasn't planning on doing it, but if no one was going to, I figured, why not have it this
Wow.
morning.
No, I was struggling when that first snow came through. You know, through the Midwest.
Yeah.
I don't know how it affected me out here, but it did. But yeah, no, it was pretty rough for a couple days.
I feel you.
I'm pretty sure the judge we're having today also is gonna have his eyes on, or his glasses on soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like court should at least have someone wearing a pair.
Yeah.
For sure.
For posterity.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, there's not a lot of seats over there, and it's a pretty dull room, so I feel like the glasses add a little bit of reflection.
Yeah. I mean, it if you got voices in your head, I think it always makes it a little bit more interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there's this one voice in my head. I named him. It's El Thicky Thoy.
That's quite a name for
Yeah.
conscience.
He's a great voice. I am fairly confident that there's something messed up with that voice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, something about anytime I see a woman, that voice just goes off. Did you just put up a sign not to disturb your canine?
Did he really?
I thought I saw one for a second. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he had them laying perfectly. The moment you walk into them, they change it up.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's better.
They get nervous. Nope, they can't.
All right, so for count 3, what's going on with that? Do you know why they're trying to make that claim?
Coercion?
Yeah, that's the coercion claim.
I was talking to Sterling right before this. She said that one is gonna be really, really tough for them to prove because we're on the defense this time, so they have to prove it.
Yeah.
And there's no part. I was, at the incident. There was no part of that was coerced.
Yeah. Now, I'm just waiting for the DA to show up to just double check that he understands. I'm just here as an expert witness.
That's fair.
Is that the DA?
No, it's a she.
Oh, we got one of the females.
Yeah, she did my face. She's just real good.
Lily?
No, it's Sterling.
Oh, it is Sterling?
It was gonna be Big Lick or something, but Sterling got tossed the case pretty easily.
What's this court case about?
So it's gonna be about
Somebody who thinks they were wronged.
This is who you're gonna want to talk to, Davis.
Oh, that. Oh, there. Yeah, I want to talk to you. So we're on the same page. I'm just here as an expert witness for K9, right?
I'm sorry. What's your name?
Ricky Davis.
Oh, yes.
Okay, just wanted to double check that we were on the same page about that.
I'm just here to look really pretty, yeah? And do that.
Yeah, it attests to the laws and such regarding K9.
That's fair.
Got it. Okay, just wanted to double check. Hey, I did have a question. So their first count is that unlawful search and seizure, and then they explain that in our client was unlawfully searched. Oh no, that's count 2. I want count 1. Unlawful detention. Our client was unlawfully detained. The officers and then they describe it as the officers on scene originally never had suspicion on the client, and the K9 officer shows up and deploys K9 with no reasonable suspicion, and as a result, unlawfully detains our client. So they're not claiming that he was detained before the K9 indicated that he had drugs on him. So that automatically invalidates their case, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. Yeah, refute their claims. Yeah.
Well, I remember the precedent that was kind of set in the bench trial, and I kind of was being petty and started going out and doing it because I love to talk to But basically, the precedent that was kind of set is that as officers, we should have told someone that we were not detaining them. So now, sometimes in my little spiel, well, now it's different, but I'll bet I'm gonna be 172 Trooper Jackie Lawson with the San Andreas State Police. Just want to let you know that this is just a friendly conversation. You're not being detained, and you are free to go at any time. Because they made it seem like I had to tell everyone that they were not being detained if I wanted to have a chat.
I feel like if you're telling them you're being detained, then you're not
That's
being
what I'm
detained.
saying. That's what I'm saying. What's that, Fine?
Do you want to? Oh no, just do Alyssa. Do you want to come this way for me?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I think the problem is everybody just assumes they're being detained when an officer walks up to them and starts talking.
Yeah, which, I mean, is on them. It's not on us.
Right.
No, I had to decide whether or not I should be in my canine uniform or not, and that's what I ended up deciding on.
I thought about coming in mine, but
Well, since I'm identifying as a canine expert, that's why.
yeah.
Sorry, we've cut you off twice now. What were you trying to say?
I was gonna say I was gonna get Class A's, but I unfortunately was not issued a set of Class A's for CSP.
Is there not a female SASP designated?
Yeah, well, so they in the SOPs there's not a valid uniform.
Okay.
I couldn't find it just through a quick search, and luckily Health kind of did this and they told me that they didn't like I didn't ask for that Class A or Class C.
Got it. So in other words, it's a struggle.
Yeah, because I couldn't find it. Like I was looking through my Class C's for BCSO and seeing if like I could just find it on a different hangar, but no, it's not something readily available. I really want to get a different shirt because I can't fit my long sleeves.
You don't like the long
Hello?
sleeve?
Yeah, because it goes over.
Hey, it's Ricky Davis.
Hi, Ricky.
Hey, I finished up that. All I need is your statement, and I'll go ahead and I'll submit the warrant.
Okay, I was just flying Air 1, so I'll.
Oh, I know you've been busy.
I was already writing, but I will tag you soon. Okay.
Yeah, no, finish it whenever. I know you've been busy, and I know you've got a lot of certs, so you're a lot of help. So if it doesn't get done for a couple hours, it doesn't get done for a couple hours. All right, I'm not in a hurry.
All right, yeah.
All right. Yep. Grab you later. Bye. On my way down here, I pulled over harassment, and I don't know any of the criminals in the city well enough to be able to identify them on their mugshots. And you should never identify somebody off their mugshot anyway. But I pulled him over for failure to obey traffic control devices. He was running red lights, and he was like 7 miles over the speed limit. So I pulled him over with the intent to warn him, right? Refuses to give me his virtual ID or any kind of ID whatsoever. It's just like, no, you can identify me via my mugshot. Here's my name. I'm like, that's not enough. Refuses to identify. Yep. So I'm just like, look, I've got a mobile fingerprint scanner. Just step out of the car. I'll identify you that way. He refuses, and eventually gets to the point where I'm giving him lawful orders to do so, still refusing. So I call a secondary. Enter Fernando. Fernando pulls up behind me. He's like, oh, go get me that officer so I can talk to him. Keep in mind, at one point he did ask for a supervisor. I'm like, hi, let me introduce myself again. My name's Ricky Davis. I'm the supervisor for BCSO. I'm currently the highest ranking member of BCSO available for you. Because I was just like, we'd been arguing for about 5 minutes about him needing to step out. I was just done. And so Fernando shows up. He pulls up behind us, and he's like, I'm gonna go talk to that. I want you to bring that officer so I can talk to him. I'm like, well, right now you're talking to me, bud, and you're not identifying. So you have a lawful order to step out of this car so I can put you in cuffs and figure out who you are. And he's like, I'm going to get out. I'm going to go talk to that guy. I'm like, you step out of this car, I'm slapping cuffs on you. So he steps out, and I slap cuffs on him. Well, he's been in regular rodeo contact with one of his buddies, who, after I, throw him in my car, and me and Fernando start talking to him, trying to figure out why he's being an ass, his buddies roll up with guns, hold us at gunpoint, make us let him get out of the car, uncuff him, and he drives off. And then they put both of us in cuffs. They stole my cuffs to put both of us in cuffs. So that's what I was dealing with right before this. So we're trying to get a warrant out for his arrest right now.
Make sure you're whispering
It doesn't really matter if he knows that there's a warrant out for his arrest.
Well, more if there's a warrant coming, because people will tend to asset dump or try to move stuff around, so that if you do try to go for a warrant to seize other things.
I'm not interested in anything. Like I'm pretty sure he was driving a stolen car, but I don't really care. I mean, even if he turns himself in, I'm pretty happy because he's being charged with failure to obey traffic control devices, third-degree speeding, and because of all the other shit he did. Accomplice to unlawful imprisonment, accomplice to petty theft because they stole my police gear, evading, and disobeying a police officer. There is, but there's not accomplice, and he didn't steal it off of me.
That's not a service dog. It's probably a different dog.
No, that's up for the bailiff. I mean, that's up to the bailiff to enforce.
Hey, bailiff. Oh, you're with it. Yeah. Do you want that guy have his dog out? I mean, I have mine, but it's a service dog.
I'm sorry. Repeat that, please.
He's asking if you want to get that other dog out of the courtroom, unless it's a service dog, because as far as we can tell from here, it doesn't have a vest declaring it as a service dog. So that's out of the courtroom. No, he's still out. No, that dog's still in the courtroom. It's just in the corner.
Yeah, it should not be. We're only service dogs.
The dog can't be here currently. It doesn't matter. There's still
what? So it's a trained certified emotional. It's a service dog. We even went to the hospital and got the record. What? Who said it can't come
more
in
up
here?
to the judge, to be honest with you.
Did he say they have paperwork on it?
Yeah, we checked it. It's got papers.
No, those dogs are paperless.
No, you're actually, it's actually, it's against ADA to actually ask for or present documentation. It's a breach of the civil at
Here
large.
in the courtroom.
Yes, in the courtroom. It's not like it's civil.
Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, pretty much. Come on. Even the judge went and got it for us, so that the police can't attack us and shit. He's trained.
Hey, I just want to mention something real quick for you, bud. That paperwork that you're talking about, it is illegal for us to ask why you have a service dog. It is not illegal for us to ask for you to prove that he's a service animal.
I don't have to carry paperwork.
You have to prove that he's a service animal.
No, I don't.
You do.
What did you?
Oh my God! Contempt of court before the trial even starts.
Ah, you the.
You know that's not. Where is he?
It looks like he just banged his head on the chairs right there.
He's all fucked up. He can't push, bro.
Your dog seems to be struggling around in here anyway.
You guys are breaking my civil liberties, bro. This is ridiculous. I'm not taking him out. I'll put him back in the backpack. You guys are crazy, bro. You don't even, like, oh my God. Oh, you BCSO? Yeah, that makes sense. You can't do what you're doing. Like, you guys are as dumb as BCSO.
Again, all we were asking was to provide that he had received training to be an actual service animal, which is legally allowable.
Yes, he has. Yeah, and the proof of that is me telling you he has.
That is not enough proof. You have to provide paperwork in this situation.
Google to give you another blurb, bro. I'm done with this.
Okay.
No, thank you.
These keyboard warriors and their legal degrees.
Yeah, we'll do the adjustment. Let us arrest them. And Carmine, no.
Whatever you say, keyboard warrior.
I don't know what those words mean.
He's doing his best. I don't think I've ever heard him put forward a good case. I think I am of the opinion he is the new Mike Spector, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, that's because he's Spectre. He's Spectre 2.0. No improvements were made, but he looks different, so we call it 2.0. So we're all on board with Spectre 2.0, right?
Yeah. I never met Spectre, so
Spectre was a menace to society. Worst lawyer ever. Just complete incompetence. No, Spectre. Spectre is the worst lawyer to have ever graced this city. So that's why he's Spectre 2.0. Seriously? I'd ask what, but I'm pretty sure the answer would be for doing my job. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I remember when everyone was like, I need to have a wheelchair. Man, I'm just sad that wheelchairs only last for so long. No, it's not. Or did you see they tried adding somebody in the last 20 minutes to the witness list? Yep. Apparently they are trying to add his criminal lawyer. I don't know why they're trying to add a criminal lawyer to the defendant. I mean to the prosecutions. Yeah.
No.
I'm actually for a sword business. Let's go. Where do I buy a sword is now my only question. Is that not what you were referring to? Nothing illegal about having a sword or owning a business that sells them?
I think he's talking about the hiding spot.
Oh, that one?
That's
That,
where we're trying to
that,
capture evidence.
that was not as impressive. That one's so much better. I don't know how you missed it.
Yellow SX or something like that. I've heard is pretty good.
How much it's flipped?
I could not tell you. I have not looked at the price in a long time.
Oh, okay.
I just know I've heard that that car is pretty decent.
Oh, okay.
Look, if you want a solid county car, get the STX. If you want a solid in-city car, get the Oppressor.
What's the oppressor?
Is that not the name of the 110,000 car? Oh, the Tailgater, not the Oppressor. My bad. Mixed up the names. Which is really bad considering I'm the one who drives it.
Oh, you're a witness this time? Nice, nice. How's it feel being on this side of the courtroom?
Oh, not so good.
Have you ever sat in that seat before?
Not this one. I sat in the one just in front of me, like the one that you were in.
Oh, okay. So you've been a witness.
Regarding service dogs are, is the service animal related to a disability, and what work does the service dog perform?
All right. Who's my bailiff today? My primary bailiff. Come forward, my primary bailiff.
That would be this gentleman here.
This gentleman, do you have a name, this gentleman? What is your name, deputy? Right, Bowman, listen here, okay? I'm not gonna tolerate any bullshit in my courthouse, okay? Right, I need you to be on point, okay? All right, very good. Who's this guy to my left? Sparrow. Okay, Sparrow. He's on this Bluetooth headset. He's a boomer. All right, the court is in order. We're gonna be seeing the case with Cayman versus the BCSO. Do I have the plaintiff in the courthouse today? Plaintiff, are you present? Can you guys hear me? Am I talking to myself?
We hear you, Judge.
Right, you're now. Can you step forward, please, to the podium, Mr. Plaintiff? Mr. Plaintiff, is there a reason why you're wearing a mask in my courtroom?
This is actually my face, sir.
So you're saying right now, if I get any of these officers to go on your head and pull that thing off, it's not gonna come off?
Yes, sir, that's what I'm saying.
You want me to go ahead and ask one of these deputies to do that?
They can try, but it's gonna hurt. This is my face.
Listen here, man, I'm not gonna tolerate no kangaroo-ness in my courthouse, you understand?
Yes, sir. This ain't no kangaroo court. This is
no
my
problem.
face.
I'm gonna get one of these deputies to just assess your face and see if that's actually a mask or not. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, hey Bowman, come on, you're my primary. Go ahead, see if that's a mask on it.
Okay.
Bowman, give it a nice little tug. See if it comes off.
Well, they're pretty good. Did you glue it on there?
No, that's my face.
Sure.
Yeah. This is how I am. Everyone knows that. I'm Manny.
Mouth moves and everything, apparently.
I feel like I'm getting embarrassed in front of the court right now.
Listen here, you alien-looking guy.
Being asked to, okay.
Hey, bailiffs, we got multiple people with masks on in the back left side of the courtroom. If you guys could address them.
10495.
10495, all right.
If you have a mask on, you remove it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bowman. We established that about 5 minutes ago. Right? Thank you so much. All right, so Mr. Bowman, Mr. Manny Bobani, whatever your name is, okay? Can you advise me who your legal counsel is?
That would be Mr. Trickle back here.
Mr. Trickle, okay. And he has made you aware of all your rights and everything that's going on, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
you can go have a seat. Go have a seat.
Thank you.
All right, and for the court, who's representing the state and the BCSO?
Melissa Sterling, Your Honor.
Darling, okay. Can you go ahead and give me your credentials and your state ID?
Yes. My state ID is 9343, and I'm a state prosecutor.
Fantastic. Is there anyone going to be sitting in your second chair?
Yes, but I believe his train is running slow.
No worries. What's his name?
He is new. It's Eddie.
Colson, there's main CD Colson.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. All right, listen, I want to make sure that we set the guidelines straight. I spoke to the council and the state prosecutor in my chambers. We discussed how clean this case is going to run. I want no bantering. If there's any lawyers present, whether they be in the gallery or on the benches here, please keep your mouth shut. We're trying to make sure that we do this as fair as possible, all right? It's not a kangaroo court. Last time I was running the show, it was a shit show, and I don't want to deal with that again, okay? Just do me that honor if you don't mind. So let's behave ourselves, okay? All right. I'm going to allow the plaintiffs to come up and state their claim.
Today we stand before you to address a grave violation of our client's constitutional rights, specifically his Fourth Amendment. This protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. In this case, the violation occurred through conspiratorial actions of at least 3 BCSO officers, including a K-9 unit. Our client, not only guilty-free of a crime, but also assisting officers in another matter, found himself subjected to an invasive, unwarranted search by a BCSO K-9 unit that infringed upon their privacy and dignity. The use of a K-9 unit in this situation raises serious concerns about the constitutionality of the search conducted. The Fourth Amendment is a cornerstone of our legal system, and it exists to safeguard citizens from arbitrary intrusions by law enforcement. The fundamental principle is that searches and seizures must be reasonable and supported by probable cause. In the case at hand, we are going to prove that the use of the K-9 unit lacked proper justification and therefore was an unreasonable intrusion into our client's personal space. We're going to demonstrate the circumstances leading to the deployment of the K-9 unit, that it did not meet the constitutional threshold required for such an intrusive search. We'll present evidence showing that there was no probable cause to believe our client was involved in any criminal activity that would warrant the use of a K-9 unit. Furthermore, we will question the officer's ethics and tactics towards Mr. Kamen while he was in custody at the Mission Road Police Department, where they tried to coerce him not to pursue his right to a bench trial. You may be thinking to yourself, officers have these types of plea negotiations all the time, and you'd be correct. However, what we will show is the officers weren't arguing nuances of relevant laws that may or may not apply to our client's alleged offenses. No, they threatened to remove his Second Amendment freedoms if he dare have the audacity to exercise his right to a fair trial. The officers involved threatened to remove Mr. Kamen's weapon license for no reason other than to save what is left of their reputation in front of the eyes of justice. In essence, we contend that our client's Fourth Amendment rights were violated due to an unjustified and unreasonable search conducted with the assistance of a K-9 unit. He was coerced in a shameful attempt by the officers to cover their tracks. We seek redress for the harm caused by these violations and request that the court uphold the principles enshrined in the Constitution by ruling in favor of our client. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. So, touching opening statement. Prosecutor, you're up.
Your Honor, today we stand in defense of the honorable men and women who serve and protect our community. The actions taken by the Blaine County Sheriff's Office and the Los Santos Police Department on January 7th were not only lawful but essential in maintaining the safety and order of our city. Mr. Manny Kamen, while seemingly an innocent bystander, was approached by officers diligently responding to a suspicious activity call. Their duty required them to investigate potential threats to public safety, a duty they executed with due diligence. The arrival of the canine officer was a measured response to ensure a thorough search for any potential dangers. Our esteemed law enforcement officers at all times acted within the bounds of their training and the law. We urge you to consider the challenges faced by our police officers in their efforts to keep our streets safe. Mr. Kamen's rights were respected, and the officers acted appropriately in the face of uncertain circumstances. In this courtroom, we stand not only for the defense, but for the principles of justice and the dedicated individuals who wear the badge with honor. Thank you.
That was a very touching statement. Thank you so much. All right. So at this point, I'm going to give the plaintiff the opportunity to bring forward any witnesses that they would like to bring up to the stand, and we can start the process.
Your Honor, we'd like to call Deputy Lawson.
Deputy Lawson, are you in the courthouse?
Yes, Your Honor.
Deputy Lawson, are you in the courthouse?
Yes, Your Honor.
Deputy Lawson, hello.
Right here. Make sure
Are you
you're
sure?
shouting.
Are you sure this person's in the courtroom?
She's right
Yes,
here,
Your Honor.
Sorry. Yeah, you were addressing me, state trooper.
Recently. Sorry about that.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth. You'll be good.
I do.
All right, let's get you up here. You're Lawson. Come on up here. Is this your first rodeo?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Please have a seat. You've been sworn in. Okay, I will not allow perjury in my courtroom, so make sure you answer honestly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, plaintiff.
I'm sorry, Miss Lawson. Are you? I misaddressed you. You're now Trooper Lawson. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay, my apologies. Okay, so according to your written statement, you and I believe it was your partner were the first on the scene here.
Correct.
Can you walk me through quickly what transpired? The interaction between you and Mr. Kamen?
All right. Well, we arrived on scene after receiving 2 suspicious activity calls in the area. We performed normal searching of the area to only find a single individual standing there. Originally unresponsive to officers and to us requesting to speak. He was believed to be a non-responsive local inhabitant. We were preparing to leave the area when he addresses us, and at that point we begin having a conversation.
Okay. So you saw one person standing there. You got a suspicious activity call?
2, correct?
Yep, 2, excuse me. Okay, and so initially you show up, you see who you later learned to be Manny Kamen standing there. Anything jump out to you? Suspicious? Anything?
There was a car parked on the pier, which is rather odd considering it's not a general parking area.
Mm-hmm.
And he was standing in a corner, and just smoking, not really moving or anything. So it was a little suspicious that he was unresponsive, but
you not suspicious enough for you to investigate any further. You guys are prepared to leave. Is that accurate?
Objection.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your objection?
Asked and answered.
All right. Go. That's fine. Okay. Well, if she answered it, we can go ahead. We'll go ahead and sustain that.
What was your reason for leaving after you searched the area, Trooper Lawson?
by not having gotten any response from anyone in the area. As I said, we believed him to be a non-responsive inhabitant, and thus we were going to leave, assuming that our investigation had run dry.
Understood. Okay. And as you're, according to your statement, leaving towards your car, Manny says, "Hey, or what's up?" Gets your attention. Is that right?
Correct. We were addressed. I do not recall the exact specifics of what he said.
Yeah, that's critical. And then you guys engage in a conversation. Can you let us know what some of that conversation was about?
I introduced myself. At the time, I believe my call sign was 665. Deputy Jackie Lawson of Plain County Sheriff's Office. At that time, we engaged in a conversation. I started asking him, just about what was going on in the area. At no point did I tell him he was being detained.
And why didn't you tell him he was being detained?
In the moment, I had no need to detain him. We were just doing a general survey of the area. He was cooperating.
Is it fair to say then you had no real suspicion of him individually?
Yes.
Excuse me. Sorry, who is this gentleman that just walked into the courthouse?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Go ahead, deputy. Let's go ahead and detain him for just interrupting my courtroom like that. I'm not tolerating no tomfoolery around here. All right, go ahead. Please continue. I'm so sorry for the interruption.
No problem, Your Honor. So you didn't detain him because you did not have any suspicion at this time?
Sort of. He was more being cooperative with our line of questioning about just trying to understand what was going on in the area.
Did my client offer any assistance in trying to figure out the suspicious activity calls?
He did offer a potential answer.
Objection, Your Honor. That's hearsay.
Your counsel, sorry, prosecutor. She is testifying on her whereabouts.
Right, on her, but she's speaking on what somebody else said.
Understood. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and sustain that.
Did my client provide you any assistance in your investigation, Trooper Lawson?
Yes.
Okay, so you two are talking about the scene, trying to make sense of it all. About how long were you guys talking? Just ballpark, doesn't have to be exact.
Maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know for sure.
Okay. Now, in the middle of your conversation, I'm just going off your statement here. Please correct me if I'm wrong. What happened? Does another officer arrive towards the end of this? Yes. Can you tell us about that?
I can't see anything.
Just hold on one second.
Just
I'm
1
so
second.
sorry to interrupt you again.
I can't see a single
that
thing.
Bowman, listen, he can't see anything. You're gonna have to put him down and pick him back up.
Okay.
Who's that talking?
That's the judge.
Oh. Is there
Yeah,
talking
let
going
him
on?
walk out of here. Let him walk. Put him back in that room and let him walk.
Judge, Your Honorable, I
I can't see who the hell you are. Maybe you need to fly out, fly back in. I don't know what you need to do. But go fix yourself in the back room. You're interrupting in a very, very important court case here. There you are. Okay, hold on 1 second. You stay right there, Blondie.
No,
No, I need that man in front of me. So can you ask your deputies to make sure that he comes back here? Thank you. I'm so sorry. But if I don't set precedence now, this is going to be a recurring thing.
Oh, yeah, couldn't agree more, Your Honor.
Please continue.
Okay, Trooper Lawson, so you're talking for 5 to 10 minutes. Can you tell us what happens next when a canine officer arrives?
About it, we were, talking with Manny, and Deputy Fry arrives on scene. As it's a suspicious activity call, it's generally the K9 unit's purview to respond to such calls. And at that moment, myself and my partner were going to continue exploring other leads as well.
Can you tell me anything, your impressions of Deputy Fry, I believe that is, when he arrived on scene?
Could you rephrase the question? I don't quite understand.
Yeah, did he have a general peaceful demeanor, or was he agitated in any way? Anything you could, just any kind of, sometimes you walk up to someone, you're like, this person's having a bad day. You just kind of get this intuition.
Relevance?
I'm trying to
There's an
rephrase the
objection.
question.
Can you please tell me? Yeah, go ahead. I want to know what your objection is. Relevance?
Relevance?
The relevance here, counsel.
The relevance would be to any motivations. This canine officer, who we allege is the primary violator of our client's rights.
That you're just speculating on his
You know,
demeanor.
I'm not gonna lie to you, counsel. This prosecutor's on your ass, and she's absolutely right. You are
Okay, I'll
speculating,
rephrase, Your Honor.
Right.
Trooper Lawson, when the canine unit deputy arrives on scene, what were his first actions?
Naturally, he would speak with the current primary officer on scene. I was acting primary as the person on scene spoke with us, asked us, if everything was all right, what was going on. Told him we were having a chat with Manny, and that we were going to go ahead and explore other leads.
Did you indicate in any way any suspicions you had of him?
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
I'll let her answer it again, please. Let her answer it again. I don't have it noted, so I would like to hear the answer. Go ahead. Answer the question, Ms. Lawson.
No.
You did not tell him you're suspicious in any way?
No, not that I can recall.
And did you inform this canine deputy that our client was in fact assisting you in answering questions, cooperative, etc.?
Not in as many words, I guess. We don't necessarily outline the actions of every person on a scene. It's more of, he does his own investigation as well as ourselves.
So, just to be clear, you did or did not indicate in any way that he was assisting you? Not in a million words, in 1 word, 2 words, in any way?
Not that I can recall. We might have just said that we're going to follow other leads about things we had spoken about, but I don't think...
In other words, it just didn't come up.
Not really, no.
Okay. Now, did you go and pursue these other leads, or were you present when he deploys his K9, which I believe is right now, according to the statements?
I was semi-present. I was not that far from the original interaction. I was maybe 15 feet away, speaking to a gentleman who had just arrived in the area.
Okay. Okay. Did this K9 deputy offer any indication as to why he was deploying his K9? Did he see something that was suspicious that you didn't see?
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
This is speculation. Please be more specific with your questioning, please. Be direct.
Did the K9 indicate any reason for deploying his K9? Excuse me, the deputy.
No, as I'm aware, they tend to have their canine with them during all facets of their duty.
Yeah. In your experience, also into courtrooms, anywhere, right? Bathrooms, dates, just anywhere.
They're like partners and family members because that canine is specific to the specific deputy in which it serves.
Do they shower together? Do
I wouldn't
they
know.
sleep
Objection,
together?
Your
Okay.
Honor.
So, yeah,
Relevant.
sorry. You know, Your Honor,
I gotta
I
be honest with
retract.
you, counsel.
I retract.
No,
It's just
counsel.
my
Counsel,
curiosity got
you're
the
gonna
best
have
of
to
me.
listen to me now, okay? Listen up, counsel. Okay? You're turning this courthouse into a kangaroo court. I'm not allowing it, okay?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Ask questions that are relevant to this case, otherwise I'm gonna dismiss it.
Understood, Your Honor. Trooper Lawson, did you see the K9 deployed in the vicinity of Manny Cayman?
When the deputy arrived on scene, his canine was with him, yes.
Did you see the deputy ask for any consent to search of my client?
No, so the canine was simply in the area and I was speaking to another gentleman.
Understood. And you don't have to answer this if you're not aware. Can you walk us through the events that led to the K9 hitting on our client? I believe that's what they would call it. Alerting.
I was not aware of the
Objection,
direct
Your Honor.
events.
Leading the witness.
I think the question's pretty relevant. I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, but he's leading because he's speculating that something happened.
Something did happen, the prosecutor. The focus of this case.
It's in evidence, Your Honor.
I understand. Prosecutor, you understand? Are we on the same page, or do you need further explanation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Go ahead. You can ask the question. I think you should be a little more clear to the trooper.
I don't know. I kind of agree. I thought it was pretty leading too.
Trooper, did you see any events leading up to when Manny Cayman was officially detained and arrested? This is after you started pursuing other leads, right? It seems like the K9 deputy takes over at this time. Did you see any events after that?
When we were speaking to the other gentleman, Mr. Cayman approached myself and my partner. If that's what you're referring. Anything that happened before that, I wasn't sure of what happened.
Okay, and what did Mr. Cayman say to you when he approached you guys?
I believe he was saying something about not liking dogs or something like that. I'm sure.
Objection, Your Honor. That's hearsay.
I'm asking her to recall something that occurred in her presence, Your Honor.
Yeah, she's not she's talking about herself here. How is it hearsay?
Because she's speaking on what somebody else said.
She's recalling what someone said to her, Your Honor.
It's not in her statement.
It doesn't matter.
She is allowed to testify on the events, but if she is going to quote something that was said to her, then that would not be allowed. She'd have to put that in the statement.
With respect, Your Honor, the officers never put what the reasonable suspicion or probable cause was in the statement either. So can we just call a case closed here?
Negative. No, you can't do
that. Okay. Trooper Lawson, so Manny Cayman is now near you, talking to you guys about something. Maybe afraid of dogs, maybe something else. Who knows? Maybe it's a nice day out. Does the K9 deputy follow Mr. Cayman to you two?
He does.
Can you tell us what transpires next?
Deputy Fry had indicated that his dog had shown, I believe their terminology is an attraction or something about being attentive to a certain individual towards Mr. Kamen, at which point, Deputy Fry kind of just took over with his investigation there, and we were observing as that's not my department.
You understand? Were you surprised in any way by this dog alerting? Yeah, you had previously just testified you had no real suspicion of him. Oh, Manny, that is.
I was surprised at Manny running up behind me. I don't have the acute nose of a dog, so I would be unaware of what would be hidden in anyone's pockets.
Of course. Let me just review my notes here. Yeah, Your Honor, I don't have any more questions for this one.
All right. Go ahead. Prosecution, this witness is yours if you'd like to cross-examine.
Just a couple questions. Officer Lawson, is it common for civilians to assist law enforcement on calls?
Yeah, I'd say it's fairly common.
Is it common practice for officers to partner with civilians on calls?
No.
Could you be more specific at your definition of partner?
To partner up and start searching the area for suspicious activity.
No.
We would take their advice, but we of course wouldn't want to bring them along in case anything transpired.
Okay, no further questions.
I'm sorry, I have a question with regards to this. Lawson,
yes,
you say bring them along. What do you mean by bringing them along?
So if a civilian had given us, a potential tip or something, we would want to go investigate ourselves. We don't know what we're walking into, but we signed up for that risk. We wouldn't want to have the civilian trailing us, in case anything
Okay, so
dangerous
you wouldn't want
happened.
the civilian around you, is what you're saying. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarity, because I heard it a different way. All right, is there no more other questions? Okay, so plaintiff, you have an opportunity here to cross-examine the questions that she asked. If it's not relevant to those questions, we can go ahead and dismiss the witness.
I have no rebuttal, Your Honor.
Questions that she asked.
We're good, Your Honor. No rebuttal.
No rebuttal. Okay, thank you. Miss Lawson, you can go ahead and leave the stand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, plaintiff, next to witness. Okay, by the way, we kind of talked about this in the back room. I hope it doesn't repeat this pattern, right? We want to make sure that we're very, very, respectful to the gallery and to the officers and everyone who's extending this longer than it needs to be. All right?
Yeah, we're not going to belabor the same points again, Your Honor. Our next witness, Mr. Ace Danger, is going to highlight.
Who's Ace Danger? Do I have a danger in here?
Yes.
Danger, Ace Danger.
That's me, Your Honor. I just need to move past all the beautiful souls here. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Danger, please take the stand.
All right, you wish to speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth. Help me God.
Yes, sir. I do.
All right. What the fuck is that smell? Hold on.
That on the spectrum of, processing.
No, well, I was down there in Mission Row earlier. It stinks down there.
On tractor.
I think I might have stepped in something. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second, okay? I'm just gonna do a quick recess.
That was good.
Okay. That was strange. I'm thinking that there are a lot of people in here with masks on.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this.
So that was why.
Hey, bailiffs, quick thing. There are a handful of people in here with masks. No masks are allowed in the courtroom. If you could have a quick conversation with them.
Sidebar, please.
Yes, please.
In the gallery.
I did. He was the last minute ad to speak to critical points in our case. We didn't contest the K9 ad in his statement 1 hour ago.
I understand. Why don't we go into my chambers for a second, just so, cause like I'm near the microphone here, and these
I
guys
love
are
how
being.
the argument for having an extra witness is because you added your statement already being a part of this case.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know that it's late to add this entirely new element, but you know, you guys did get to add a statement that's not even going to come up in court.
There for a while. You just tell him he can't take it off.
Yeah, people with masks are not allowed to be in here. You have to
I
be
believe
able
the
to be
mouse guy
identified.
is his face.
That's not the mouse guy. I'm pretty sure that's the mouse girl when it comes off. Oh, if it's Munster, then yeah, that's his face.
I'm pretty sure that's Munster.
Yeah, if it's Munster, it's just his face.
Okay.
Munster's got a mouse face, and then there's one guy with the gray ball cap, black mask, and I'm not sure about the girl next to him on our side of the courtroom.
Well, no one can hear you on radio.
So there is on the right side of the courtroom where we are. There's a man with a gray cap, black mask. Second row. Yeah. There you go.
I'm gonna lose my shit.
Just start biting people.
Hey, can you take your mask off with a gray cap, actually? If you have a mic real quick, bro, make sure you don't have.
Even if he's worried about COVID, if he's worried about COVID, he has to go up there. He cannot be down in the gallery with a mask on.
Got it.
Thank you.
Everybody with a mask to come up here, I'll deal with them.
Nah, it seems like we got. Oh, there's the girl with the blue hair. Is that face paint or is that a mask?
That is face paint.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely a mask.
Well, get her to take it off.
I still can't hear you on radio.
Yeah, man.
Tell her to take it off.
Nothing.
Oh, there was a whisper.
Okay, they're not speaking at all anymore. They're just like.
Okay, then escort them out. Inform them that they will be escorted out. Like if it's Milton Munster, it is his face. You know, but if she's gonna be in here, like that's not part of her face. That's a mask. She either needs to drop it or go upstairs or leave. If they're unwilling to talk to you, just inform them that if they're unwilling to talk and unwilling to cooperate, that they need to be removed.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We had a brief intermission. We're gonna go ahead and allow this witness to go ahead and be on the stand. Plaintiff, this is all you. Go ahead, please.
Well, Mr. Danger, can you tell us your relationship with Mr. Kamen on the date of January 7th?
Yes, at the time I was acting as a public defense lawyer for Mr. Kamen.
How did you, come to be that? Did an officer call you? Did someone else call you?
I don't recall exactly. I take many calls, so I couldn't say who was the actual caller me, but I definitely was the lawyer with Mr. Curtis and Phil, and it was some.
That's some good water.
Okay, so
Oh, gotta close the camp on the water bow.
you went and met Manny. Where did you go and meet him at?
Probably the cells.
It was in the Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which police department?
MRPD probably.
General PD.
Yep.
Okay.
2 for 2.
I don't want you to violate any kind of attorney-client privilege, but roughly, what did you do? Did you meet them, confer the charges, typical public defender stuff? Can you talk us through that?
I can give you, if you want to permission, I can give a generalized of what I do for every client. I don't want to go into specifics of deals with many.
Yeah,
Is that appropriate, you want?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to make it relative to this case, so please.
Yeah, it is relevant. I do the same thing with every client. I go down, I ask the police for the charges if they're ready. If they're not, I speak to the client. I hear the client's version of events. If the charges already, I hear the police out first. If I spoke to the client, I then go back, hear the police's side, go back, present the client with all the information possible about his case or her case and how it relates. I present them every legal opportunity available for them. I give them some visual and presentation of whether those things are recommended that I would take those actions, and then I let them make the decision on their own. I then explain to them the counteractions of the decision they've chosen, and I represent that in court.
Understood. And in that process with Mr. Kamen, talking with the officers, learning about the charges, talking with Mr. Kamen, learning his wishes, what was the conclusion you all came to?
We believe that civil liberties had been breached by an illegal search and seizure.
Understood. And what was the recourse to correct for that at the time?
What do you mean? Can I get that question?
Did you take it? Did you take it to trial? What did you do next?
Yes, we spoke with the client. And the client picked the option. And actually the client has stated that it's just found that the client picked to go to court, and we took it to court, and we defended his civil liberties.
Understood. Okay, so you guys are in agreement. The officers are agreeing to it. Get a hold of a judge. All the logistics, I assume, are taken care of. Can you walk us through the events from the time the decision is made until you are about to leave Mission Row?
We made the client had been pleading the Fifth Amendment right from the beginning, in a sense. When we arrived, that was what he had publicly declared to the police and told them, and that is what he told us. We spoke with him. We spoke with the police. He indicated that he wanted to move forward to court, and at that time, we let them know that it needed to be organized. Then contacted Judge Sparrow, organized to make sure we had a judge. Let the officers know the judge is present. Then continued talking to Mr. Manning about his defense. Now, at this time, some officers told me, Curtis, we need to go and change our clothes. So we said, okay. And they said, you can probably change it upstairs. We said, okay. So Curtis left first with an officer, and I got stuck gas bagging in the doorway with another officer. We're just chilling out, chatting. Then I see an officer approaching my client. I was like, yo, what's going on over there? And I see him like standing there talking to my client. I'm like, oh, hold up. Yo, this just must be procedural. This must be fine. So I approach, and as I approach, I hear the officer clearly saying to my client and in front of me, that if you don't take this deal, you will lose your gun license. And I said, yo, no, and then, bro, this Gucci, bro, we over with this. And I said, get out of here, bro.
Okay. All right. And what was your feeling when you heard this officer trying to make this deal?
I believe that they had sent me and Curtis out of the cells to try and coerce course of justice and try and persuade the client to take a deal without even having hit the client.
Yeah, let me hear the objection, please.
Speculation.
Speculation. Explain to me how this is speculation. He asked, what did they do at this time?
Potentially doing.
Understood. Please be specific on what you witnessed, all right? Not what you think they were thinking or trying to do.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Mr. Danger, did the officer respond to you demanding he stop trying to negotiate with the client without his lawyer present?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading the witness.
That is leading.
Did the officer
give me one
respect
second,
your request?
counsel. Sorry.
Okay,
Bowman, do me a favor. There's an officer back there with a helmet on that he's a juggernaut, and there's an officer in there smoking. There's no smoking in my courthouse.
They're just here to cause issues.
Did the officer?
It's not the first time they've done that.
After you demanded he stop.
Get their names and numbers so that way I can log it later. Get them to Ricky Davis.
He told me that he was just taking a fingerprint, and I said the fingerprint was fine, but what was the discussion over here? And at this point,
You
Mr.
guys go back
Fine was
inside, I'll
present,
handle it.
and I asked for the officer to be removed. And then I asked that only one of us go and change our clothes, not the other, for the safety of
Yeah, they're out front.
Understood. Your Honor, that's all the questions I have for this witness at this time.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, prosecutor.
And they're refusing to give me their names and badge numbers.
Hi, Mr. Danger. This happened 3 weeks ago, right?
Oh, I don't know the exact date. No, ma'am.
I'm gonna go make the sergeant aware he's in the courtroom.
Oh, okay. It was
It's gonna be
January 7th,
121
which is
and
about 3 weeks
111.
ago, right?
State patrol.
Again, I don't listen to him. You see, I believe him is ridiculous.
Yep.
Julius
Just
Candor and
check the
all
little
that kind
radar
of
thing,
stuff.
and then
Again, take into
NDW
Objection,
account
Your
the
Honor.
extra
It's a
confirms
yes
it
or
for
no
me.
100
question.
years
Yeah,
later.
listen,
No, was to be sure you know on that
witness.
shirt.
Need to answer this, yes
Hey,
or no.
baby.
You're
Yeah, I have a
Gotta
task
be a
that you have
Nathan.
to do right now.
What is it?
We can talk about that on
You
the
know
block.
that your milk jug that you didn't rinse out?
Where else?
No.
Outside the courtroom for
Okay,
a
well,
kid. Go
when
ahead,
you're
start
done with
talking
your
about
milk,
your thoughts
you
on
should
this.
take it and rinse it out in
Okay.
the sink
Right
and
now,
dry
she's
it.
asking you a
So I went
specific
and did that, but there was some milk in the bottom that's gone bad. I cannot walk in the kitchen without throwing up.
Okay, so just say no, you don't.
So I
Okay.
need you to go
Yep.
get
Yep.
the milk jug and take it outside.
Yep.
Alexa, up!
So you don't
Okay,
remember.
Davis is doing his
Like I
test.
said, ma'am, I do not follow
This
your
milk jug, I'm assuming.
calendar. I do not believe in
What
that
did you
kind
say,
of
Davis?
stuff.
This one right here.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Go
not
put
asking
it
you
in the
to
recycle,
use a calendar.
please.
I'm just
Well, I'm
asking you
telling
if you
you, I
remember
really
when this
don't.
happened.
All right. Listen,
Okay.
listen here.
So, yes,
This is
brief
getting
here.
way
I
out of
talked to
hand.
Michelle about it, and
Counsel,
Michelle was sort
I
of
would
like,
like to know the relevancy of the calendar conversation.
she
We're
didn't
gonna answer
discourage me
questions, but
from
the
it.
legal
She
way
was
for
just
this
like,
is called
hey,
end of the
I
conversation.
have
I'm not the one that brought up the calendar.
led
End
Bruce
of conversation.
to a
But
killer.
okay, I get it though. Okay, there's nothing else further action needed to tell any further facts to find out and provide justice to the state. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Danger, do you remember what you had for breakfast 3 weeks ago?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection.
Oh, there's relevance. I'm getting to it.
I
All right,
would love to get your word, but
Again, Your Honor, when they say 3 weeks, this is going to keep coming back to the calendar. I don't use your calendar. My 3 weeks is not the same as yours. I don't believe in a measure a week. You can't be picking random dates and stuff. I
Okay,
remember this
I'll rephrase my question.
I haven't finished. 6.2 homeful days ago, this incident happened.
Okay, listen here, witness. Okay, I understand that you want to get your side of the story out and you want to tell everybody all that. Okay, I get it. But right now, you to answer the prosecutor's questions and just the questions she is asking. You don't need an elaborate answering method. All right? So the prosecutor is asking, do you remember when you ate on the day of question? All right? Let's go like that. The day of question before this fucking calendar conversation. Please.
The day of question, I mean, an average day, I have a filet mignon and
I didn't ask for an
Coke.
average day. I asked if you remembered, which is a yes or no question, if you remembered what you had for breakfast the day of this incident.
know my objection again to the
Yes, I
relevancy,
do.
Your Honor.
Yes, I do.
Okay, no further questions.
I allowed it. Hold on that objection. I allowed this line of questioning to allow it to get to a point. All right? I'd like to see where this goes, but your witness is acting a little hostile right now, so we're gonna have a different story.
He's throwing stuff.
All right?
Who threw that shoe?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no,
Upstairs.
I have no further questions. He doesn't really seem to remember anything.
Lemon. Oh no, that was a shoe.
Is that a statement?
Oh, no.
I
I have
still
no
out there
further
right now.
questions.
Get them all out.
All right. Okay. So we were just wasting. Okay. The prosecutor, I'm gonna give. I mean,
That's
plaintiff,
the
I'm
girl
gonna
in
give
the
an opportunity
hair
to
came
go ahead and
around.
cross
At least
on
she
the
did it.
questions she was asking, but seriously, I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing here, Your Honor. Yep, I worked here. Thank you.
Pretty sure. Came from this direction.
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize for any mistakes.
And she's leaving right now.
Good, make sure she stays out for a while.
All right. You have one last witness. Please bring him up.
Yes, Your Honor. So, the ADA, Clyde. I keep screwing last names up. Clyde Taylor, Your Honor.
All right, Mr.
Oh, you know, it's me.
Taylor, come on.
Just tell the truth, nothing but truth, and help me God.
All right, let's get you up on the stand next to the mic so the gallows can be there.
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Lima Charlie, Mr. Taylor.
I don't know anything about Lima, sorry.
No. You know something about Charlie?
He's a good guy.
I don't know if you guys have realized yet, but I'm starting to lose my patience with you guys.
Yes,
Please proceed with the line of questioning.
Mr. Taylor, can you tell us your relation to Mr. Kanan, specifically on the date of January 7th?
I don't have any relationship with him.
Did you interact with him at all on January 7th?
I was a state prosecutor for the state in relation to a bench trial.
I'm sorry, you guys won't be able to hear anything for a minute as I update this and file a warrant for somebody's arrest.
Right. Do you see the defendant in that case in this courtroom right now?
Possibly do, yes.
Hey Bailey, one of these dudes up here wants to speak to you.
Describe him maybe.
He's pretty ugly, and he's got like his brain sticking out of his head and stuff, and he's sitting behind you.
Okay, all right. What was the result of that bench trial, Mr. Taylor?
The result of that bench trial, the state dropped the case on that one.
One of them up the top.
You say the state. Do you mean yourself?
Yeah.
I mean the state.
One of the dudes up here that apparently got their shoes stolen.
I didn't know the state could drop charges. I
How
thought
is
it had
that
to
my
be
problem?
a delegate
I just want to
or
talk to you
designee of the
because
state.
apparently
Can you
they don't want to
know
listen
which
to me.
one that was?
So I requested a supervisor.
Obviously myself with confirmation from other people.
You're in court, bro.
The case was dropped.
Okay, all right.
They asked
Can you
to
let
speak
us
with
know
my
why that case was dropped?
specific supervisor.
You'll have to talk to the judge on that one.
Now I believe you just testified to dropping it. I don't know why I talked to the judge about it, Mr. Chairman.
Obviously the judge agreed to put me in the case, but the case was, look, I'll just say the case was dropped because the officers on the time could not articulate reasonable suspicion or probable cause on the time of the court trial.
Okay. Your reference to the judge here means he granted your motion to dismiss, I believe. Is that right, Mr. Taylor?
Sorry, yeah, no, that is.
Understood, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Thank you. Okay, prosecution, you can cross examine, please.
I have no questions.
All right. Right, so there's no more questions from the plaintiff. No more witnesses from the plaintiff side. I believe the defense had a witness that was supposed to be coming to the stand. Is your witness present?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Ricky Davis.
Right, Davis, are you around here, Davis?
Yep, right here.
All right, Ricky Davis, come forward, please. Let's get him sworn in.
We should tell the truth, nothing but truth. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Can you state your name and rank for the court, please?
My name is Ricky Davis. I am a sergeant within the BCSO, and I also hold the rank of, sorry, not the rank, but the position of K-9 lead.
Can you provide details about your training and experience as a canine expert?
Yeah, so as a canine expert, I do a lot of the training for all of my canine units. In fact, most of the canine units within BCSO have been trained by me. What that entails is...
Sorry. Hey, Valence, can you go and arrest the guy up on the stand? He's throwing shoes down from
the balcony.
Yeah, guy up there.
Gray sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah, up there. Get him.
$10,000 per shoe he's thrown.
Which one was it?
Gray sweatshirt to the left of the door. Take a left, hard left.
The white and the sweatshirt?
Yep, that's your guy.
We're gonna pause the line of questioning.
They want 10,000.
Please bring that guy down here immediately.
They want him down here. Bring him in front of the judge.
Barrow, how many shoes do you see him throw? I see him throw 3.
Yeah, 3.
I'm so sorry that this interruption is causing the court's questioning, but I believe prosecution there was you just started, so I'd rather just deal with this guy and then go from there. Okay.
I understand, Your Honor.
Prosecution, if you can go back to your desk for a second, let's bring that suspect here, please.
Do you want me to stay here, or do you want me to stand down?
Where is he?
He's there. He's just issue with through the doors. Stand by.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Yeah, there you go.
There he is. And I went to throw at least two myself. So.
All right, can you please bring him up to the podium here? No, to the podium where the microphone is, not to me. You can let him walk. Take off his shackles, let him walk, keep him cuffed. State your name for the record.
Benny Cash.
Benny Cash.
Upstairs, can we stay down here?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Cash. Are you a citizen of the state of San Andreas? And are you in the city of Los Santos?
Yeah.
Do you give a fuck about the city or the state?
Not really.
You don't, right? I could tell. You see, a lot of the people in the gallery here, alongside with the officers, are here to invoke change, positive change, and provide justice. You understand that? Do you not like to see justice in the state?
Against corrupt cops? No, yes, I want to see justice.
Okay, you want to see that, right? So why the hell are you going ahead and disrupting my courtroom right now?
Because I'm big gangster.
You're a big gangster. Fantastic. You're going to be held in contempt. Okay?
Hearsay.
I'm going to be, pardon me, officer, you want to say that out loud?
I said hearsay. He said he want to be a gangster.
I'm sorry, Mr. Officer. Did I ask for your opinion right now?
Shut up,
Okay, so then why are you talking to me right now?
Keep your mouth shut, Hondo. I'm spoken to.
Quiet. Mr. Cash, you are going to be held in contempt. Your fine is $70,000.
How much?
$70,000.
Oh.
And 60 months in Bolingbrook. No reductions. No time served. Get him out of the courtroom. Next time you come to a courthouse, whether it's me or anyone else, be on your best behavior. You understand? Zero tolerance.
Yep.
How much longer?
I'm currently on the stand, so probably not much.
Super in the back. This is your one and only one. Please do not speak on behalf of the court. All right, thank you. Prosecution Sterling, my sincerest apologies from the court for interrupting your line of questioning. However, it was something we needed to deal with right away, and I appreciate your patience. Please continue your line of questioning.
Yes, Your Honor, of course. Can I just ask my first question again?
Please do. I would recommend it.
Can you provide details about your training and experience as a canine expert?
Yep. So as I was talking about, I do the training for almost all the canine officers. What it entails specifically is we go over the laws pertaining to canine and the SOPs, and then we also go out in the field and we do a little bit of field training to get them accustomed to their new canine partner. And after that, they are certified to go out and be part of the canine unit, in which we then encourage everyone to participate in a chat to talk with other canine officers and any problems that might occur. So the training's never really done.
Perfect. And can you a specific training that a canine officer undergoes to ensure proper deployment adherence to procedures?
Yeah, so what we do is this is covered in our on the book session of proper deployment. What it is essentially when you show up onto a scene with your canine has the ability to sniff out a variety of illegal objects and substances. And so it is your job to kind of direct your dog in that search to try to find illegal substances or items.
In your professional opinion, was the deployment of the canine unit in this case, incident 8905, justified considering the circumstances presented to the officers?
Yes, and I mean, on any situation, canine is always welcome to come out and have a sniff around, interact with the public. So that's no different in this case of them being deployed.
Could you explain the typical protocols followed by canine officers when responding to a suspicious activity call?
Yep. So a lot of officers, when they show up to a suspicious activity call, we as canine officers, we get to, go up to people and we get to start talking with them, or we can just ask our dog just to go sniff them. It's part of the job because our dogs, they can sniff without touching anyone, so they're not violating anyone's rights. They're just trying to sniff for drugs that are in the air. So we can tell them to search areas, and if they find somebody in that area who smells like drugs, what they do is they signal us, which then gives us the probable cause that we need to detain them and do some further investigation as to whether or not they have anything illegal on them.
Is it common for a canine officer to deploy without receiving a specific call or request for their presence?
Yep. So we show up on scenes all the time as an extra officer. You know, just as extra backup with our canine. We start doing some sweeps. That's pretty typical for us.
And how does the canine officer determine whether reasonable suspicion or probable cause exists to deploy the canine unit?
So in order to deploy your canine, you actually don't need either of those things. Your dog is always sniffing all the time. So if you tell him to, go out in the world and start sniffing around, sniffing people, you're just like, hey, go sniff these people. As long as your dog isn't jumping on them or trying to rip out their pockets or anything like that, open air sniffs have been found not in violation of anyone's Fourth Amendment rights per the Justice Department.
In your expertise, do you believe Mr. Manny Cayman's detention and subsequent search were conducted in accordance with established procedures?
Absolutely. From what I've read, is that after he was sniffed, he was then detained and then searched. He was not searched before then, and so I would say that's pretty in line with what I teach my canine officers.
What factors should be considered when assessing the legality and appropriateness of a canine deployment?
So again, to deploy your canine, and just for clarification as for what deploy means, deploying your canines means to bring your canine out into the world and start giving them commands. When you take them out of your car and you start giving them commands, that is what I'm using for when I am addressing the term deploy. So the legality of that is that you can have your dog with you on almost any scene in order to either apprehend a suspect or to search for suspects or to search for illegal substances or items either on people or just out and about. There is no laws against it.
And do officers have to state their probable cause in these situations?
Your dog is what creates the probable cause. When your dog sits, that is enough. Because of the training our canines receive, our canines are what give us probable cause. So when they signal to us that there's an illegal substance, that is when we have enough then to detain someone.
Thank you. No further questions.
My turn. I'm just making some notes over. Deep apologies. I didn't get your name. Could you repeat one more time for me?
Yeah, not a problem. It's Ricky Davis. Did you want my rank and position as well?
Only if you'd like to be addressed by it.
No, it's all right if you address me as Ricky Davis.
Okay. Well, Mr. Davis, how about that?
That works for me.
Mr. Davis, were you present on the scene in question?
No, I'm just here as an expert witness.
Understood. So outside of what's been testified here in court, what's in the relevant incidents, you're not aware of any other facts that we're not all aware of. Is that accurate?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I guess I don't quite understand your question. Are you asking if I know additional facts specific to this case?
Yes, other than it's been testified here.
No.
Would you agree the only person that gets to make a case of if reasonable suspicion or probable cause has been established is in fact the officer or officers on scene?
No.
Or of course, in this case. Okay, well, who else can make this call?
Your canine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Explain that to me.
So, when you show up on a scene as a canine officer, your canine can give you probable cause if he detects any kind of illegal substances due to their specialized training.
I'm sorry. So does the officer ask the canine for probable cause? How's that work?
No. So what will happen is the dog will indicate to us as per their training.
Say it again. Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
The senator. Hey, senator. What's the senator's name? Cowboy. need his name.
I think it's Mr. Williams.
All right, I want him in cuffs and brought to my courtroom right now,
Okay,
alongside with the suspect.
They're trying to find him. He wants him now. Oh,
Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm composing
yes.
myself.
He just. He hit Bailey with a vehicle.
I want to get all officers that are actively on duty to go ahead. I'm approving an arrest warrant right now.
Okay.
Go
He
ahead
just
and
hit.
arrest him.
He just downed Sergeant Bailey with a
Right,
vehicle.
so get on radio. Tell all your officers right now to go hunt that man down and place him under arrest and bring him to my courtroom. I'm really sorry to this court. The amount of disrespect and the amount of interruptions for a case that has a lot of relevance to this state. As the Supreme Court Justice that I'm here and people are messing around is actually irritating me. So I apologize to everybody in this gallery and that is involved in this case. Please continue, plaintiff.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Davis, so you were just saying a dog, excuse me, a canine.
Yep, a police-trained canine.
Yes. I'm trying to still wrap my head around that. So a canine can give an officer probable cause.
Yes, it can.
Oh, why is that?
Because the a police-trained canine is specially trained to detect illegal substances and items, and so when they detect those smells, it's enough for us to detain them, because it gives us the probable cause that we need, as they are specially trained units.
Yeah, it's all sorts of substances. So, meth, maybe explosives, marijuana.
Yep.
But marijuana is legal in this state in certain numbers, right?
Yes, it is.
So, is it fair to say your dogs are trained to sniff both legal and illegal substances?
So that substance in it of itself, when it hits a certain number, does become an illegal substance.
Yeah, and does your dog's fantastic nose discern that number?
No, it doesn't, but we still receive the probable cause. It just doesn't give us what we need to arrest them. That's why we have to then detain them and then determine whether or not a crime has actually been committed. Probable cause does not mean you have enough to arrest. I don't know if you understand what probable cause is.
Oh, Mr. Davis, I was going to ask you the same thing.
Yeah, so what reasonable suspicion is the reasonable belief that somebody may or may not have committed a crime. What probable cause?
I respect you. I did not ask you that question. I'm not really interested in that right now.
Yeah, I felt like that was a question.
Reasonable suspicion definition.
Sorry, I generally list both. I will just give you probable cause. So probable cause is when an officer has some kind of evidence that a crime should have been, may have been committed, is being committed, or will be committed. And so when our dogs give us that little bit of evidence, that is enough for probable cause, because they are telling us, based on their training, that somebody has illegal items in their possession.
I'm really sorry to interrupt here, but officer, I did hear you say that probable cause was not enough to arrest the suspect.
No, it's enough for detainment.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get clarity here.
Okay. So, to reiterate, so...
No, sorry. Let me ask you the question.
Okay.
Did you or did you not say yes, that probable cause is not enough to arrest a suspect?
No, it's not. It's enough to detain someone.
I believe that is incorrect by the statute of the law. Reasonable suspicion is the step before probable cause. Probable cause gives you the right to go ahead and proceed with an arrest. Unless I can get an expert witness here that can declare something otherwise.
That's the training that we receive at PD is
Let me
so.
pause you right there. I'm sorry to hijack this case. Trooper in the back with a hat on. What's your name? Come forward, please.
My name's Lieutenant Colonel Jack Hammer.
Lieutenant Colonel? That's pretty high up position, right? is reasonable suspicion enough to give someone the right to arrest, or is it probable cause?
Probable cause.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Please proceed with your line of questioning.
Okay, so Mr. Davis.
Yep.
Probable cause is, in fact, this belief that a crime may have been committed. You just told us the canine gives you that.
Objection, Your Honor. Is there a question here?
Get to the question.
We also established
I did that work for you. I did that heavy lifting for you because this officer was giving misleading information to the court. So I clarified that right now. So please proceed with your question past that point.
Understood, Your Honor. Just to be clear, you have testified the dog gives you probable cause, which is to say the belief that a crime may have been committed. But it may, in fact, be giving this probable cause for a legal possession of marijuana. That was asked as a question, Your Honor.
All right. Please rephrase the question.
Is it possible for a dog to give you probable cause, which is the belief that a crime was committed, if in fact he is hitting on something that's legal?
I don't understand what you're trying to ask me. Can you rephrase?
You've testified a dog will give you probable cause.
Yep.
We've just established that as a belief a crime may have been committed. Do you testify here that a canine will in fact hit on a legally possessed amount of marijuana?
Yes, as that is on illegal substances in certain amounts. So yes.
Mr. Davis, I have to ask you, how can a canine give you probable cause?
Because it's what gives me the evidence that a crime may have or could be committed. Because, like you said, there is a legal amount and there is an illegal amount. My dog is telling me that there might be an illegal amount.
Understood. We'll move on from this. You testified that officers show up basically at will to any call, no matter how recent it is, no matter type of call. Is that accurate, Mr. Davis?
Officers show up to every call we get, yeah. Canines show up to calls just like every other officer, yep.
What's the procedure for them when they get on scene? Do they immediately start sweeping an area in a call like this, a suspicious activity call? Do they usually talk to the officers on scene? Walk us through that procedure.
It depends on the canine. Some canine officers operate a little bit differently. There is not a set standard operating procedure for how to use your canine. There is just the rules and regulations.
Well, let me ask you as an expert witness and the lead canine for PCSO.
All right. Are you asking what I do?
What would you do if you approach a suspicious activity call? There's two officers on scene. They've been there for 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, if they've been on there for 10, you said 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes.
I come out of the car with my dog, and I generally, if there's a car that's out of place, I generally sniff that first. If it's parked in the alley or something like that, in this case, it seems it was parked on the pier. So I personally would have searched the car first. That's just my personal preference. And then I would have started having my dog start sniffing the people in the area.
Understood. Now, in your expert opinion, do you have in the BCSO, the training when you're telling them the sort of the legal do's and don'ts here? Do you have a different policy for what would let you search a vehicle, especially an unoccupied one, versus, we'll say, a person?
So when it comes to searching vehicles versus persons, there's not a whole lot of difference if they're, if a car's parked, obviously if you pull it over, it's a different story. There's a different set of things you got to do. But no, there isn't really any difference for the dog. I mean, obviously the dog can sniff people much faster because it's not, a large object, but there's no real difference in procedure.
Understood. Now, you also testified previously, the dog's always sniffing all the time, right? They
Yep.
Show up to a scene and they're just sniffing their little hearts out, right?
Yep. If you tell them to start sniffing the area, they'll start sniffing the area.
So the officer does in fact have to command the canine to sniff.
Yep. You gotta tell them to start sniffing in the area. Dogs. Police trained dogs don't do things without commands. Otherwise, we just have dogs biting people.
Yes, thank God they're well trained. Now, the dog is just going off sniffing. We'll say the dog is, for the sake of argument, well trained. It's going to maintain some proximity to the officer which gave the order. Is that fair?
Yep. I'd say that's fair.
Is there any ballpark? You know these things aren't robots, but is there a ballpark of what that proximity is?
I would not have an exact measurement from you, but within shouting distance. I mean, that distance is going to just depend on what activity you're having the dog doing. There are going to be times when you're in a chase and you tell your dog to go bite a suspect who's fleeing, and he might get out of earshot.
During the canine training, you know, an officer shows up on a public street, for example, a canine officer and his partner, or her partner, and it's going over some shouting distance proximity. Is there any training that tells the dog this is private property or this is a private person, you can't go there? Or does it just go about its business?
Nope, that is under the responsibility of the officer.
Understood. Okay.
That being said, if you're on public property, you know, my dog can sniff you. You know, you are.
Well, that's your opinion, Mr. Davis. Yes.
No, that is the opinion of the U.S. Supreme Court, not mine. Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I could provide that document for you if you'd like.
I'm not interested, Mr. Davis. I'm just double checking your title.
Canine lead.
Canine lead.
Yep. And as canine lead, I need to stay up to date on any laws and regulations following if I could speak right, pertinent to canines.
Mr. Davis, is it a policy of the BCSO to interpret for yourself Supreme Court precedent?
We use case law in our regular proceedings. Yes, we have to understand the law. It's kind of hard to enforce if you don't understand.
I'm familiar with how case laws look, and I'm familiar with how standard operating procedures work, and there's a delta there. Can you help me understand who interprets that for you?
Who interprets the case law?
Yes, is it you?
Yeah, we read them and interpret them.
What's the objection? Let me hear.
He's questioning him on the law. He's a lawyer. He should already know this. He's not on the stand.
All right. The clarification of the question, as I hear it, okay, is that how does he get the interpretation of the case law?
As I read
How
it.
does he interpret it? That's the question. I don't see any objection here.
I read the case law.
Right. So the answer to the question is that he interprets it himself. Please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. So we're almost done here. I know everyone's ready to move on. So just to clarify, an officer does in fact have to command a dog to begin its search of an area.
Yes.
Now, the dog may or may not alert to something in the area. Is that accurate?
Yep. Just depends if there's something illegal.
Then what happens next? It's
Well,
like a hypothetical standard type of situation.
Well, if the dog doesn't alert to anything, you know, your canine's job is pretty much done. If you've searched the area, you know, it hasn't found any illegal substances, there's no need for you to search anything further. If your dog has signaled, that means that there is, you know, illegal substances either on, you know, if they indicate at a person, there's illegal substances on that person.
Or illegal amount of marijuana, as we established.
Yes. Or if they're searching a car, they're alerting to the fact that there's something illegal inside the car.
Is there any further action the canine officer has to take, you know, per your?
Yep. At that point.
Formally.
Oh, to initiate a formal search after the canine.
Going into pockets and everything, right?
Yeah. Once your canine has given you the probable cause that you need, you can go ahead start detaining the individuals that your canine is signaling and any accomplices that you think might be in the area. As long as you can prove that they're an accomplice. And then you can go ahead and start searching themselves and their property. That is immediately a part of the crime.
So this dog, hypothetically, is running down the boardwalk at the beach.
Yep.
With the officer, of course. They do everything together, as has been testified. So they're going for a
Yep.
morning jog. And it alerts to someone running by them.
Okay.
Is it your testimony that that officer now has the probable cause to detain and search that person?
If your dog was commanded to search somebody and then they hit on and they signaled, then yes, that is enough for probable cause.
Okay. Okay. So the officer does in fact have to command the dog to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sustain this objection, okay? Like, listen, we get the point, okay?
Understood,
He is the
Your Honor.
canine handler. He deployed the dog. What more information do you need from that? Like, please get to a point. All right, please. Thank you.
You've testified here, Mr. Davis, that per the Justice Department, the officer never needs to establish reasonable suspicion or probable cause. Is that accurate?
To deploy their canine.
Yes.
Then yes.
Never need to establish. Yeah, we actually just got a point of clarification, Your Honor. So I don't know what they're objecting to.
Counsel, you've asked this question multiple times.
Just clarifying, Your Honor. Okay, I have no further questions.
Your clarification is paying attention to the line of questioning you are providing and him answering. Okay, no further questions. Now I'm gonna give the opportunity to the actually this was the all right. Well, you know what? I got a couple questions because
Go for it.
this is a very serious case in my opinion. So I'm gonna ask a couple questions to this officer. Officer, what's your name one more time?
My name is Ricky Davis.
Ricky Davis. Ricky Davis. Earlier I asked you about reasonable suspicion and probable cause. I provided you some clarity with the expert witness being the Lieutenant Colonel, I believe.
Okay.
I would like to ask you, this is pertaining to the report under the MDW report, incident report 8905, correct?
Let me quick pull it up. It's just taking a minute.
No problem. I'm going to ask you a question because the report is irrelevant.
Okay.
We're going to talk about this after.
Got it.
You said when you arrived at the scene that the suspect was already detained, correct?
I did not arrive on the scene. I am here as an expert witness.
Who deployed the K9? Because he's been asking that you deployed the K9 and you said yes.
I thought he was asking if we could deploy it as in a as a generalized statement. I was not the canine officer.
Your prosecutor was objecting, and I was overruled. I was sustaining that objection because you answered it multiple times that you deployed the K9. Let me get some
He was asking when we deploy canine. Was that would have been the officer still out on the bench?
Officer in the back. Now, you mentioned in your testimony today that the suspect was detained.
Are you talking to me, Your Honor?
No, I'm talking to the officer here because he testified on the stand. He said that the suspect was detained. I heard it with my own ears. I double-checked it.
Yeah, a suspect can be detained if our dog hits.
No, not can. I'm talking about this suspect right here.
I have no idea. I've not spoken about this case because I've only here as a suspect witness. I have not spoken to the facts of the cases. I was not there.
Okay. All right.
All of the questions that I was being questioned were hypothetical.
All right. Can I get the okay? You can go ahead. I'm just gonna go quick
Okay.
recess. Can I get the counsel and the prosecutor down in my chambers, please?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was. I was like, I don't know why he's asking me the same question 50 times.
This is ridiculous. The only thing I see them doing is he kept asking me the canine officer has to tell the dog what to do, blah blah blah. So
Yeah, your canine has to signal.
So
they're trying to make the point where the canine can't just walk around and smell somebody and sit down. They're trying to make the point where the officer has to command.
Yeah, you do have to give your dog a command to go around and start sniffing.
Which is technically allowed for suspicion too.
Yeah, well, no, it's allowed anytime, any place.
Well, that too, yeah.
Yeah, people.
Especially during the calls, so yeah.
Yeah. No, that seems to be a really common misconception. Your dog can sniff anyone, anywhere, at any time for any reason. Your dog, as long as your dog doesn't touch them, it is not an unreasonable search. The courts have found that if your dog touches them, that is what constitutes an unreasonable search.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
go
gonna
for
say,
it.
as a career cop, I've been in court many, many times. I've seen a lot of lawyers. First of all, Sterling is fantastic. Like, she literally gives me goosebumps. You know, if
Oh yeah,
the
I've
nuance of
enjoyed every
her
single case.
arguments, yeah, I don't know if the nuance of her arguments though are being appreciated, but damn. Also, when the judge was asking me questions about probable cause and reasonable suspicion, I think the wording of both the questions and your answers were just like confusing everyone. But whenever he did that, he handed Trickle this case on a silver platter, and you know what Trickle did? He looked at the food that was on the floor. Oh my god. Oh.
Why do you say that?
Because if Trickle had gone down a different line of questioning, he could have had something.
You guys win?
Yeah, he's trying. I love his fact that he decided he was going to try to push that because Canine can alert off of an illegal a legal amount of weed that this constituted an unlegal search, and I'm
So
like,
that's a that's a weird question, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's talking about a weird, and that's why I don't like when lawyers try to argue. He's trying to do the same thing to me whenever I was charging someone with robbery of Angelicas. He's like, well, my client never had a class 2, so he physically couldn't have done that. I'm like, that's a weird. We're not talking about that.
yeah,
Yeah, so.
yeah, people are wild.
And as soon as
I 100% would have.
Judges even more
as
so.
soon as those
You better not. Like this judge is pretty hard about that stuff.
And then I'll be going ahead into deliberation. Go ahead, counsel. You're first.
Wow.
Plaintiff, sir?
Yeah, please, you.
Your Honor, this case is of grave importance, not only for my client maintaining his rights, but to the right of all citizens in this great state. What we have heard today is a senior deputy, now state trooper, testify first on the scene, talking to our client for at least 10 minutes. There was no suspicion. She testified, in fact, that this citizen was helping the police. Mr. Danger testified to the coercion that occurred in the cells. The ADA himself testified. He dropped this case because the officers failed to establish reasonable suspicion or probable cause. And I should clarify, he motioned to dismiss charges. A judge agreed with him and certified said motion. Your Honor, if we allow this type of behavior to proceed, this misunderstanding fundamentally of constitutional rights of the citizens of this state, the rule of law not only will not, it cannot prevail. People have an expectation of privacy always. The precedent that has said otherwise is very narrowly scoped, and it's places like ports of entry, airports, this very courtroom as an example. When you're a citizen on a public street, or in this case, a public pier, you're perfectly reasonable in your expectation of your privacy. The lead canine trainer for the BCSO has testified. Not only was this the exception, this is in fact the policy, Your Honor, to complete and execute unreasonable searches and seizures. He has testified that they will in fact use a legal amount of marijuana on one's person as probable cause to detain, search, and arrest if anything illegal is found on them, Your Honor. I don't know what else to say other than I hope you think about this deeply, closely, and I think you'll come to the only reasonable conclusion, Your Honor, that my client is due punitive damages. Thank you.
All right, prosecution, you're up, please.
Your Honor, as we reach the conclusion of this trial, it is imperative to revisit the core principles that underpin our justice system. The defense has presented a compelling case in favor of the law enforcement officers involved in the incident on January 7th. The actions taken by the Blaine County Sheriff's Office and the Los Santos Police Department were in accordance with their duty to uphold public safety. The arrival of the canine officer was a measured response, and the subsequent dropping of charges during the bench trial signifies a system that acknowledges when justice must prevail over procedure. Our law enforcement officers face challenging situations daily, and in this instance, they acted responsibly within the confines of the law to ensure the well being of the community. The lack of legal basis for the charges demonstrates not misconduct, but rather the honest pursuit of justice, even if it means acknowledging an absence of wrongdoing. As you deliberate, consider the broader context of the duties carried out by our police officers and the importance of preserving their ability to maintain order and protect our citizens. We trust that you will recognize the dedication and integrity of these officers and find in favor of the defense. Thank you for your attention and thoughtful consideration.
Thank you so much for your time. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna go for a brief deliberation. Before I do so, may I ask the K9 lead to step up for a second? I have a question for you. It's very vital. I forgot to ask it, and I think it's very
Do you want me to sit down, or is this just something I'm answering?
Podium. That's fine. You don't have to come on the stand.
Yep.
The podium right in front of me. All right, K9 lead. Do me a favor.
Yep.
Okay. Does the K9 division have standard operating procedures?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Do you know? First of all, I would like a copy of that standard operating procedures.
Absolutely.
If you or anyone in your department can email them to me.
Yeah, I can email it to you.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. And the second thing I want to ask you is, were you in charge of putting together that standard operating procedure?
So the standard operating procedures were around before I was a part of this city. I don't know who wrote them. I know I have only adjusted a single clause in there regarding vehicle use for canines. So I did not write them myself, but I can provide them for you.
All right, thank you. If you could provide them to me, just open up your phone and just send them to me now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Sparrow, go ahead and provide him with my credentials. Then what we'll do is I'm gonna put this court into recess while I'm in deliberation. I appreciate everyone's patience. I'll try to make this as quick as possible, okay?
Well, Mr. Cameron.
Wow. And they said that he was doing.
I have no idea who I'm sending these to. What's the judge's name?
True.
What was
I
that?
mean, it's in the judge Brady, it's in the to me, or in the
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's still going very.
Sorry, I did not mean to. Who am I sending these to?
Should be.
Okay, I'm fine.
I'll go.
What's your name?
It's Sal Carino, right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Sal Carino.
That's the judge right now. Right, Clyde?
They've been sent to the judge, it's all good.
Wait, are you sure you have the current one that you just sent him?
Give me a second.
If it's the one on the master roster, it is not current.
Yeah, we're in recess, so.
Hey, yeah, were you calling people like sorry about.
What's up, Frank?
We hit that warrant. We arrested him on more charges, so his PTA got violated. So
sweet. Default summary judgment there. So
yeah, we yoinked his
Okay, yeah,
PTA
that's the
sentence
current.
for 250 months. He said don't care till when we asked him how you plead. Or God, I can't talk. He said he doesn't give a shit when we asked him his plea, and then so.
You talking about Marlo?
So then
the first one's a default summary judgment. He's got to go to jail for it. The second one is going to be not guilty, so he's going to go to court for that. So
I was just letting you know. So
No, I got access. I had a look about what you guys got, and far looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
fucked that guy
got
over pretty
fucked.
bad.
Yeah, he's pissed.
We like beat him over.
I
and we
guarantee
gave him
you, he
like
didn't think we.
the broom.
Yeah, we. Yeah, we dicked him down.
Did he like? Yeah. Did he cry, bro?
He was pissed. Hey,
Did he cry?
think about this. No. All right, who do you think's the worst fucking mall driver? Times that by 10. That's a rhetorical question. Times that by 10. It was bad. He was pissed.
Wow, that's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, so, made my day.
I'll talk to the judge and get the default summary judgment for the first one, and then for the second one, we're gonna just after this, I'll talk to Judge Barry.
I mean, we fucking found shit in this house, so.
What about his apartment and his vehicles?
Apartment was clear. It was just his house. We only got 2 vehicles. We couldn't do all 4 because I didn't know where they were located. Get to his property, so. Oh well. Yeah, well, I was just letting you know. Oh, dude, we fucking. Overall, we got off him like 1,700 grams of wet bud and 160 in fucking bagged up.
Fuck, that's the way to go, bro. Let's go, DA on top. Fuck.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let's go party and drink a lot of alcohol after this
you
cookies.
did everything. Yep.
And then drive drunk.
Maybe not. Maybe
Yeah,
not
no, I'm down with the last one actually. Let's do it. I'm down.
I bet my car's faster than yours, bro.
I bet my car's faster than yours.
Yeah.
I have a G10.
No, but mine's faster because I'm skinnier than you.
I'll just take off all my clothes.
Hey, DA.
But, I mean, you are pretty much fast, like better driver than me, so you know, that's good. Fine,
Hey,
what's up,
hey, I just submitted an arrest warrant. Could you take a quick look at it?
Yeah, bro, let me have a look.
Okay, apparently I can't give it to you.
So what happened? What's the complaint here?
They're trying to complain that that canine dogs are illegal contribute to illegal search and seizure. So by using a dog to sniff anyone or anything, it's illegal.
Hey, Fields.
You're illegal.
Careful, you're shouting right now, I think. Watch out for this fucking podium. Like chromed out. You're right.
Hey.
I won't hit it.
What's your number?
Pretty good.
There's a bunch of snitches here.
All right, what's your number?
Bunch of snitches here.
Don't be a bitch. How about we all just walk up there to where we can
There's a bunch of snitches here. I ain't doing it.
just don't be a bitch. Let's
Church.
walk up there to where we can all reach it, and then you hit it, and then we all walk away.
No, there's a bunch of snitches.
Don't. Like this judge has a hard on. But you should know. You should know two of your guys came in and apparently the judge is pissed at them.
Wait, who?
111 and one.
Dimitri and Malo, yeah.
Why was he pissed?
Two guys. It was.
I think the
Yeah.
judge wants to talk to the maid.
Well, it is against court policy. So I mean, if he's gonna be pissed about it, I mean, technically he's got to stand. It's just not a lot of judges actually enforce this.
It's not lit.
Oh, let me put that away.
Yeah, don't worry, it's not lit.
And neither's mine.
No, neither's mine, bro.
Yeah, mine's lit.
Yeah, his big problem is that they were standing in the middle aisle doing this stuff and acting out.
Okay, now they're fucking.
Marlo didn't even do anything.
Yeah, they were just standing there.
Malo,
both of them were just standing
Malo
there.
had the helmet on.
I thought the judge said he was dancing.
Oh, hey Frost, how are you, bro?
Hello.
Hey Frost, what's going on? Where's your pussy?
Hey Frost.
Well, don't worry. I left him at your house. You said you babysat him for me,
Wait,
right?
what?
Yeah.
Frost.
You offered to babysit, didn't you? I got the email.
Frost. Okay.
Well,
Frost,
you said your house was pet friendly. I said it wouldn't do too much damage
Frost,
to the
you got
couch.
scammed. My email got hacked. I forgot to tell you.
Oh well. I mean, I left him at your house anyway.
Yeah, I think you left him at a stranger's house.
I thought your pet parrot was food for him. I'm sorry.
Do you not have a pet parrot?
No.
Okay, well, that's gonna be a lawsuit. All right.
Frost, I'm gonna shoot your cat if he's in my house.
Whoa, whoa.
Don't you shoot my. Don't you shoot Bass. Bass had.
officer said a 3 against a law enforcement officer.
Frost, I will fucking shoot your cat.
Don't you shoot that guy? You ain't gonna shoot my
I said
goddamn cat.
allegedly, doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Because we talked about the same crossbow, don't you, bro? Don't worry.
Frost, you put a animal he can't control in my house.
I can control him like 10% of the time. Yeah, but see, I can still control him. See? I never said I could fully control him.
Frost, is that the attack?
Like, just submit.
No.
I was holding my
He
breath.
can sense fear. Just don't be afraid of him. All right.
And I was like,
I'm not afraid.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you just heard
Good.
Colonel
I
Frost.
got 17 rounds of fear to give him.
I'm
well,
feeling.
Okay.
I mean,
you
I
could
didn't.
try that.
I feel like I didn't do any wrongdoing.
Good,
so
good
I'm
luck.
chilling,
Good luck.
but
Yeah, that's all I can say.
I don't need this job. You kidding me? I'll be fine without it.
I feel like this will have a lot of impact.
What, you gonna go work at Paulson's 24/7?
Damn right. Hey, I'll make 100K a day.
Curious to see what might happen.
I am
don't
too.
doubt
I'm
that.
wondering if
I
this
really
will
don't.
change any of that. I have a feeling it will, but
I made
but I
20K
guess
sitting at
let's
Burger
see what
Shop for 10
happens.
minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no shot 10 minutes.
So we'll be alright. We'll prevail.
People come in and buy golden nuggets. I get them.
Damn, really?
Yeah. People buy like 3 or 4 of them and they're $800
That's
a
actually
piece.
so. I got my offer from
Yeah, I think it's like 50%.
for the transfer, which is essentially a promotion. I got it like the other
So like
day.
sell
That was pushing really
sell
fine
4 golden nuggets
the
for
transfer
what's
to
8 times 4?
spun up a little bit,
Dude,
so
she's a
I come in
bunch
here
of
a lot cheaper.
losers.
Only because
Yeah, so
I
I
think
get
it's hilarious
1600
when
of
people
that
try to
every
say
time.
I've done my job poorly, but I come to court with an entirely new, higher rank than I was before. It's just funny. It's just like, oh yeah, I did my job so bad, I got a promotion. I'm sorry.
I love it though. That's great for you.
Their conversation's way better than what's happening in this circle, so that's why we're listening in.
Now you said it. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty more promotion, so someone just makes a claim like that. I'm also in state police, which is very selective. So I feel like I've done my job fairly well.
It's not that they're selective.
When you hold my shot level to me, it's just like, yes, I did my job so good. You don't get a promotion. Okay.
I should probably check to make sure I got the right badge.
How does like the ladder work?
I got the right badge.
So we have the Attorney General who's at the top. Under the Attorney General is the DA, the District Attorney, and then under the District Attorney is the ADA, who's the Assistant District Attorney, and then under the ADA is the State Prosecutors.
Yeah, I don't hate on DOC, but like some of them really good this week.
Yeah.
So that's why I assume state prosecutor.
I mean,
like I love him.
Yeah, so he's
like
just,
we need
he's
him,
around more,
but, like,
and he basically like I would go to him, but like it's like
who's the guy
all,
with the blonde hair?
Mine is the
I don't know, but I'm dual asserted, buddy. Watch your dirty whole mouth.
I mean, how nice is it to come to court, stand here and get a paycheck, unlike the rest of us, because we have to clock off.
They've actually had to arrest somebody already. They had to arrest somebody who was throwing shoes. Then it sounds like a senator came in and let him out. So and then mowed down an officer. I think they mowed down Bailey Drake.
I'm just gonna go off a limb here and say it was Sean Schwindel.
I think so.
Yeah,
Does he wear a cowboy hat?
He was wearing one earlier.
Yeah, then that must have been him, because that's who came in and let him out, and the judge was pissed. He wanted them arrested and brought here immediately. But based on incidents, I don't think they were caught. So yeah, he was
Probably Ice was probably with him.
yeah, he was so pissed. He's like, I approve an arrest warrant right here, right now. Bring them to me.
Like if a Senate gets arrested, does like that change their position? Do they lose their job?
Well, if we're basing it anything off of U.S. politics, no. Probably though. Probably. No, I actually had a fucking I don't know. He was one of the important people. He fucking was speeding down the road, and I caught up to him, and he did some fucky shit, and then I ended up turtling, and he didn't. And he laughed and drove off, so I filed the warrant for his arrest, and he just came in and is like, "No, there's no way he could have identified it was me. Take that warrant away." And I'm like, "Your mugshot's in the MDW." But yeah, so since some other officer handled it, I'm just like, well, okay. I think that's the thing that annoys me the most when I fill out a warrant, and like it happens like a solid 50% of the warrants I file, somebody, some other officer ends up being the one who arrests them, and then they give them like 50, 75% discount. And in the comments, they're like, I have no idea why this person was arrested. And I'm like, well, if you bothered to read anything in the incident, you would know. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
So, how's it going?
It's going.
I can't wait for our new uniforms, honestly.
State's getting new uniforms?
We're getting more shit, so we're getting like t-shirts, hoodies, and shit.
Oh, okay.
We're getting like the shit pieces, so it has two like basic formals and shit. So.
All right.
I can't fucking wait. It probably won't come for another 2 months, but fuck it.
What do you think the outcome is going to be?
I don't know. This judge makes a lot of decisions that I can't figure out. I'm pretty sure he's like, I think every time I've ever seen him, he's always been on the side of the people, regardless of what's going on. So I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that we get fucked on this.
Probably.
And then what? We can't use our canines as much anymore.
It would set precedent. I mean, I'm gonna have a conversation with him afterwards if that's it, if that was his decision, and be like, "Are you setting the precedent that canines constitute illegal search and seizure?" And if he says yes, then yeah, canine division's basically going to be dead.
You will soon, don't worry.
Are you going to try to argue it a little bit or no?
Yeah, I'll try because like yeah, if he's gonna set the precedent that dogs are illegal search and seizure, despite actual U.S. law, it is what it is. Not much that we're gonna be able to do, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
Carter, he said we will have everything and everyone under contract. We do have more stuff, but we don't have we have some stuff every other department will have. Like we got moto jackets. We have that. Yeah, I wear on moto. It says motorcycle division too. Which is pretty cool.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
I saw that shit.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I have my. You know, I can always go back. I think I have my Twitchy eyes.
Thank you so much for your understanding.
Okay, bro, how are you going? Pretty good.
I'm curious who you're take your number off yellow pages.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's just people that post their shit.
You didn't say shit about that. What the hell's wrong with
Sorry.
you?
What? Sorry, Clyde. I call everyone and bitch at them about putting their shit on yellow pages. I will literally call everyone. I've gotten in
Come
trouble.
on, guys, retweet me, make me go famous on Twitter.
I retweeted you.
I won't be around.
Retwatted you.
I said I just put my phone, my number.
Oh goodness.
Mr. Church, any updates on the
See,
thing?
look, I'm going famous now, so
I think people are down for it. I think. Hey, Whitman.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm flying out if you need.
Toddy over here asked me about coming over to LSPD. You guys cool or is there another request?
I talked to him the other day. We got it approved on our end. So he's good to go.
How long do I have to wait before submitting my LOI?
Exit interview already done and all that?
Yep, exit interview's already done. We already got it finally. So
Okay. All right.
Well, Todd, wish you the best of luck. I appreciate you. So we'll
Excuse
see
me,
you
coming through. Excuse me, coming
dabbing
through.
on you.
Excuse me, coming through. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I need to move.
Sorry, can you guys hear me? I need quiet in the courtroom, okay? So, you know, I did my best to hear this court out and understand what is going on. I was in deliberation for a while because I think it's very vital that the court takes these matters very seriously. Very seriously. It took some time for me to review the standard operating procedures document that was sent to me with regards to how canines are handled. Okay? So, Judge Sparrow, can you please put that little snippet on top of the screen here? I insist that the plaintiff and the prosecution, the prosecutor, if I can, because you know I'm a little bit of an old man, I would like someone to. I'll go ahead and read this out loud for you. How about that? I'll read it out loud for you, okay? All right. So under the utilizations and call-out requirements of a canine, it is stated on the standard operating procedures upon the DPS Council, okay, that your dog is not a tool. Oh, sorry. Hold on. One second. It says,
Third bullet point I think you're looking for.
bullet, it says canines can be used in any valid traffic stop, comma, regardless of probable cause or reasonable suspicion. Although, to assist a traffic stop, there is not reasonable suspicion, you are not allowed to prolong or extend the traffic stop in a manner. Max 5 minutes is what they reference in order to utilize canine. This SOP is stating, in my interpretation of it, is that you are not supposed to extend scenes past or the situation past just canine there and utilize the power of these dogs that are extremely smart and have skill sets that are beyond us. Okay, that's what this SOP. This is what the trained on. So I'm gonna ruling it. I'm gonna make it very public to the court because it's very important that everyone in this gallery, including the officers, hear me out as to why I'm doing what
He's
I'm
ruling
doing,
because
okay?
it was 10 minutes before you got there.
All claims with regards to this. Sorry, I just need to. Sparrow, can you send me the goddamn claims breakdown? I don't have the claims breakdown. I put on the board and send it to me. I need to reference the claims, the payout, what they were looking for. Perfect, thank you. So I believe there was a coercion claim, there was an unlawful detainment claim, there was an unlawful search and seizure claim, lost wages, filing fees, and the total was $190,000 is what the plaintiff was looking for from the State Department. I'm gonna rule in favor of the plaintiff today. If you haven't seen how I'm gonna allude to that, the plaintiff will not be awarded $190,000. That's absolutely atrocious. They will be receiving a $60,000 fine or a $60,000 verdict here, in addition to the $15,000 of court fees, the filing fees. So the State Department's gonna have to fork up $75,000. Okay, so that's in favor of the plaintiff. I'm gonna make it very public why I'm ruling in this favor. Okay, a canine unit is extremely powerful, It should not be used in a manner to invoke people to go ahead and find them in a position where they're not able to defend themselves, especially when they're out reasonable suspicion. Sorry. In the case of Ohio, yeah. Are you able to hear me now?
We can hear you now, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. In the case of Terry v. Ohio, that's section 392 of the U.S. Penal Code. It's one of the case laws that we reference in this case. Okay? And Terry v. Ohio talks about the stop and frisk. All right? Finding a reasonably, basically, the decision that the court ruled was constituting someone to go ahead and stop and frisk someone based on a reasonable suspicion. If we apply that same premise to this case today, we would have to look into what reasonable suspicion is. Okay? And I urge, and I'm actually not urging, I'm ordering that the DA's office reference Marbury versus Madison to mandate that the DA's office reassess and reflect upon the SOPs that the police operate under. This type of actions is not suitable, nor is it fair to the civilian population of the city.
Hello.
A very powerful entity like a K9 to just go ahead and frisk someone openly without reasonable suspicion is atrocious.
We're not frisking them.
I think it's very important that you have enough investigation prior to, whether it be a handoff, a visual confirmation, a picture, or something to lead to go and move the K9 unit forward. That is my ruling today. I will seek the prosecution, the DA's office, to join me in the back, or if the plaintiff's counsel, if you have any questions, I'm willing to discuss in my chambers. That is final $75,000 to the plaintiff. That's my verdict.
And that is the death of the canine unit right there.
So no, to explain, I think
he's saying we need reasonable suspicion. He's saying we need reasonable suspicion now. If we've got reasonable suspicion, it means we've already hung out waiting to get a picture, which means we already have enough to arrest them, which now means that K9 is only good for chasing down suspects.
Well, I think it's more balancing. So basically, I feel that we could get reasonable suspicion by a suspect acting suspicious in an area that a suspicious call was given. That's reasonable suspicion. No.
It is, but the issue is then you got to fight it in court, and every time I've seen it fought in court over that, it's always lost. Unless you have some physical piece of evidence to show, people will. I don't know why, but the judge always shoots down reasonable suspicion. I don't know why.
Fair enough.
So, the fact that they're going directly against U.S. standard law for this kind of pisses me off. So.
Fuck, Major, you saying about that shit?
Alright, well, I'm going to fly out.
You talk to the judge first, or?
It sounds like he's pretty set on what he wants. In fact, he's already decided that he's going to talk to the DA to get the change that he wants. So there's not going to be a point. Like, there's nothing we can say to change his mind. Well, I guess I'll stick around and try, but you gotta wait till they're done in there.
Actually, another case going on tonight too.
You know, it actually makes me mad too, because K9's my favorite division, and it's like taking away a big part of what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
which has been taken
Well,
off.
I think
there we
listen,
go.
I know you didn't get what you wanted, but you did do an important thing for the city in establishing new precedent for the misuse of these canines. So thank you for that.
No, I agree. It's true. It wasn't about the money. This
Did you understand that at all?
Including me in
I
this.
think he said
That is
76
the
trip
big
was, so he said.
Yeah. So congrats, man. I really appreciate your time. And
He's kind of hard to understand
You
sometimes.
too. No, I appreciate your time. You did all the work, and you
He
got
got shy earlier.
Man, I appreciate you. All right. Well, guess what? I get to go
Melon
do
Man
another
did it.
case. So.
Oh my gosh! Well, you'll win it.
The
I think
melon.
we're gonna celebrate and have a party
You got shot
tomorrow.
in the melon
Good,
by
good.
the melon.
No, melon. That would
Yeah, I like
be.
that. Oh, Lola has a birthday party. She didn't invite me. Hang on a second.
It's over water.
No shocker for you.
That's
You
tired.
didn't
Alone.
Ricky, can me and Frost pull you here? Oh,
Yeah.
I just punched Pines right in the face.
Damn.
Sorry, Pines.
Hit the poor corporal.
Holy shit.
What the hell, man?
Alright, well.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm upset about this case now.
I'm needed in the judge's chambers. I'll be back.
Okay, have fun.
Oh wait, I just want to talk to you because there was some issues and whatnot.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind just leaving us, appreciate it. So on the stand, I was sitting to resolve. I just have a problem. Listen, I know the outcome of the case. It is what it is. We can fight it in the appellate process. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
In regards to what I want to see with it, there is a little bit of an issue, in my opinion, with the whole case because I don't know that a legal standard was met. So for deploying our canine, right? We have to have a legal basis to deploy. We didn't really reiterate that as a piece, and it's not law. It's not. So technically, it could have been. What this case is allowing, what this is saying, is it's setting the standard further on. But we'll appeal it and we can drop it.
Yeah, from my understanding, keep in mind in Liberty City, I'm not a cop or anything, but from my understanding, as long as there's not a reasonable expectation of privacy, and your dog does not touch somebody, it is a legal search. From my understanding.
Right. So technically, I wouldn't say you're wrong, but at the same time, it is somewhat of an infringement. So the whole reasonable expectation of privacy, that is true. What I say, kind of moving with that, is there is a case, I believe, that we do not utilize that case in somewhere, across America or something. We don't utilize that one. Illinois, the Cabela's, I think it is.
I don't think I came upon that.
So it's in regards to traffic stops, and when you can deploy a canine and not have to use reasonable suspicion. And in that, it does state that there has to be a reasonable, there has to be some sort of legal standard. So when a traffic stop is conducted, the traffic stop is that legal standard, right? And then you can use that without probable cause or reasonable suspicion.
Okay.
The problem of it is I know that you were on the stand. We got to talk about it. You were on the stand and you were questioned in regards to reasonable suspicion or probable cause. You get that question wrong. I'm a little worried about that because I got to make sure that especially all my officers are informed on reasonable suspicion or probable cause.
Yeah, reasonable suspicion. Let me try again. Reasonable suspicion is, because I've always done them together. I've never done them separately. So reasonable suspicion is when you have the reasonable belief that a crime has been committed or will be committed or is about to be committed. Probable cause is when you have proof that a crime is being committed, has been committed, or will be committed.
Right. Exactly. So again, probable cause.
What did I say when I got up on the stand?
When you were on the stand, you said that you were questioned in regards to an arrest. You stated that you need reasonable suspicion to arrest and not probable cause.
I got those mixed up. That is entirely my bad. I don't know why I said that. I'm going to be real honest with you. No, reasonable suspicion is not enough. I know that.
In regards, listen, I know that that's the case, but obviously it happened, and I'm not saying that
Yep.
What I need you to do, kind of going forward, I need you to meet with Campbell, and I just need you to go over a training session on reasonable suspicion of probable cause.
Understandable.
Number one, we have to be able to notate this down in terms of if it goes public, in regards to yes, we did training, we did recourse on this.
Absolutely. Yep. Nope. I messed up on the stand.
On duty until he's been conducted. I will relay that message with Campbell. I want it to be you two. I don't need to involve anybody else. It's going to be you and Lieutenant Campbell.
All right. Okay. He's on duty right now. I'll give him a phone call.
So let me talk to him first in regards to making sure we get that set up. Other than that, that's what I want done. So I'm not going to say that you're suspended, but you're not allowed to go on duty until that training's complete. Okay?
Got it. My car is currently parked up front, and it is my only means of transportation. Can I get a ride to Triple SO?
You can drive us to the car.
Okay. Got it.
Is that understood?
Got it. Yep, that makes sense. No, I fucked up on the stand. I understand that I need the training.
Perfect. I appreciate your dismissal.
All right, sounds good. So, one question I do have then is, regardless of what's about to happen here, then is there going to be a complete SOP, right? Is the expectation, or what?
What do you mean?
For canine SOPs.
I'll change them necessarily to what the law is. So
Got it. Okay.
I'll change them to whatever we need to do. So yep.
All right. Sounds good.
That doesn't count because every time they bring somebody into court that says that, they
Oh, bubble. Fuck, now I gotta come through my stream. Because I don't doubt that he said that I said that, but I need to know that I said that. Do 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 do. Alright, that's all PD gear.